same house, but it's divided because she'd be like, okay, I see you in there, whoop-de-whoop, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be quiet, or I might duck out the room. But what my man just showed is she needs to get a little bit of that now, even more so with me knowing that I need to do, some more of the building, you know what I'm saying, around her. Is we did go on Discord about 3 weeks ago, and we was chopping it up in the Discord with Fat Vegan, you know what I'm saying, on some health stuff, as far as changing stuff up nutritionally, right? So I think that was the first time, right, that it really hit home, like damn, this dude. I mean, I know he be on some real stuff, but I mean, he trying to bring me into the realm of what they doing. And once Fat Vegan went to chopping it up, and she asking questions, and she's saying certain things, and then he rebutting. She like, damn, she looking at me. I'm telling you, we be on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I think it's the time for for me to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like how we live now. Start doing that in the room. She ain't gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, baby, if you don't mind sitting around for a minute, because I got it linked to the TVs and stuff too. So as a matter of fact, she can still be in the other room, and maybe I might do it like that. Maybe just start letting her watch it from another room, and if it's appealing to her, you know what I'm saying, she can continue to watch it or whatnot. You know what I'm saying. But one more thing, and I won't be too long winded, because
you good.
like I said, I really want to get that first live stream going last night, the hangout thing or whatever. But you kind of tied in to Mind's Eye with something you said, because I wanted the topic to be right. Each one teach one, versus the game is to be sold, not told ideology,
Ooh,
and
go
and, and,
ahead.
and the ego, and the pros and cons of how the ego might sway to the mentality, or which way you might want to go with. Now grant you, you know what I'm saying, with the duality, you know what I'm saying, the balance, it's
Hmm.
pros and cons to both, right? But initially I'm more so leaning toward the each one teach one. And that's where you was tying in when you was just saying about the family, when the elder women in your family, bro, like you know too much, and you like, okay, if I know too much, what haven't you told me? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And the game is to be sold, not told. You know,
Damn, I wouldn't sell it to my baby.
it comes from more of the street thing, or at least that's all the only way that I've
Yeah.
always seen that. But at the same time, like with me not being able to go live last night and just thinking about it, I realized it might be a little bit of pros to that. But what I want to say, and I want to fall back and get your perspective, because I ain't really want to change the narrative of
Oh, you good,
what was
man.
going on. But what I want to say about the each one teach one, about where I feel people can have their ego in it and use it negatively. Let's say you a
Hey,
father.
there is no narrative,
That,
bro. This an open topic, open subject matter show, bro. So
okay,
Yeah.
whatever you talking about, you
okay,
more than welcome to
you
build on
cool
it,
you
bro.
cool with me going there, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
keep going.
okay,
Great, bro. Go ahead.
so yeah, the each one teach one, to where if your ego really consumes and get involved, it can be used as the con. So what I'm saying, say I'm a farmer, I'm I'm saying I'm growing X amount of crops, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, you might be making clothes or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Now we might be trading a little bit, you know what I'm saying, for what I need and for what you need. Now you
Hmm.
might have a cousin or whatnot that's coming up and looking to have a self-sustaining way of income to support the family. So to me and you know what I'm saying, you giving him game on the clothing thing, but he really want to know more of the agriculture thing, right?
Right.
So instead of me helping him, you know what I'm saying, bring him along, having him coming around, show him the ropes. I'm like, nah, I just rather sell you, you know what I'm saying, sell you the product, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Not really, you know what I'm
Teach
saying,
you the game.
give the game, right? So this is where the con come in, with the ego jumping in and you not wanting to give that person the game. It can backfire, because you can have a down season, or your soil might not be rich as far as
Mm-hmm.
growing as this man land could have been. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So
Mm.
so y'all could have been producing more stuff. So if your stuff shot for the season, your family and then the production you was trying to get out is gonna backfire.
Goes dry.
Y'all could have had it back, you know what I'm saying, the backup if you was willing to show this person, but you caught up into like, nah, because
Selling them shit.
if I do that, that's gonna take my business. But you trying to be fruitful for everybody. So I just fall back with that because I could go and do a
Hey,
scenario, you know what I'm saying, with the game is to be sold too. But I just want to hear from y'all too.
yeah.
You know,
Like,
hang on.
go ahead.
Everything what
Hey,
you just
Adam,
said,
hold on 1
I could
minute.
sum it
Hold on.
up.
Get your screen off. Adam, you sharing your screen, bro. Okay, there we go. There we go. We good now. Go ahead.
Yeah, everything you just said is it's all true. And what I was going to get to is that the key to everything what you just said was the intentions. If you look at the someone's intentions, then you know what they're in for. Go ahead.
That's right. Hey, one thing that come to my mind too about it, knowledge of me, say, P all y'all. It's like when he say the game is to be sold, not told. Like, damn, do the sun sell your ass light? Is the light not distributed evenly amongst everybody that had the same day? You know what I mean? Or time in
No,
the
that's
light.
real.
Cause
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I feel that you know that's why I like to get everybody's perspective and what
yeah.
they take on it. You know what I'm saying? That's real right there.
And look, I feel people with like if you say the game is sold, I mean to be sold, not told. Now, I'd rather speak to somebody who's willing to take that sale where I talk to them and they listen. I don't want to sit up talking to nobody. Just imagine trying to feed somebody who ain't hungry. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that your ass is hungry before I try to feed you. So the game that's so to speak to be sold and not told, when it's coming from me, I sell it to you, but you only gonna buy it if you willing to sit your ass down and listen. I don't want your money. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I think about it.
I feel you. That's
I
real.
ain't gonna make my son or daughter work like a dog, or you know what I mean, get a couple of dimes for me to teach them something.
Yeah, dude. Truth be told, man, like I don't know. That's been going on a lot in my life. Like I have two kids, like myself, and I've been thinking about like starting my own business. Don't know what it is. I like in my mind, I'm thinking it's like a badass noodle shop, but like who doesn't want a badass noodle shop? And I'm talking like badass noodles for like cheap. You
Yeah,
know,
good noodles, organic noodles.
that's what I'm saying. You know, like
Yeah, some good noodles, some real noodles.
dude,
That's what's up.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we all have like short little ditties in the back of our mind that could totally, like, really actually be bomb ass in any community. But like, we never really. I don't know about your funds, but like my funds are like dead, like as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff I wish I could do, and there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to do in the meantime. But
Right.
but I guess that's what the whole quote unquote.
Let me say something to that. Can I say something to that, Adam?
Yeah,
Peace to
man.
the
Go ahead.
welcome to the panel, Adam and Star. Welcome to the panel, man. We probably crank up. Our brother Lindsay gonna crank up. We was just building just to
Peace,
get the
brother.
floor to
Yeah,
before we
peace
went
to
live.
Adam and stuff.
But
We
let me say
already
something.
crunk up. We full
Adam,
speed ahead. We going in. Peace,
we already
everybody.
live.
Welcome to the show tonight. I'm Lindsay, and this is Knowledge Uprising. Welcome to another edition of the house party. It's another round. Peace, brothers.
Peace, knowledge, man. Shout out to you, Lindsay, man.
What up, Lindsay? Peace to the family,
Peace,
HOTC in
Lynn.
the building. I already know, man. The House of True Consciousness. We the head of the class and all of everything above that. You already know what
HOTC,
it is.
stand up.
Straight
You
up.
already
I
know
see
what it
you,
is.
Star. What's up, Shaw? Star? Hey, we would have been we would have been some little thunderbolts if we would have been raised in the same neighborhood, man.
I like that.
My bad, y'all. I'm gonna put some input in. I'm at work right now driving my truck, so yeah, I'm gonna put some input in. I'm just listening though, man. Y'all do your thing. It sounded good though what I heard so far though.
Peace, one love, bro.
Everybody,
Hey, can I add one thing, Huey P? This was like when we first started we was talking about the woman and the man and all of that. And while you were speaking your spiel, I wrote it down like freestyling right here. Look, remember Misael and Pete? You was probably here too, knowledge at the time. We said the heart is the threshold, right? Misael, remember that?
Yeah.
All right, if the heart is the threshold, we know heart translates as earth. We call her Mother Earth. You know what I mean? It's like mama holds the baby. Mama is the first cradle before they made a damn cradle to put in the room with that little mic by it. Like she's the cradle that holds the baby, and every person that exists here, if you ain't a baby now, that ground held your ass when you was, but it holds you now. Mother Earth, the cradle. You know what I mean? But woman equals heart, and that's earth, and you know the crossroad meets at the intersection. In the intersection, when we in our vessels, that's where we get and we make our choice to go left, right, up, or down. You know what I mean? So look, the woman equals heart equals earth, and she equals the crossroad. And remember, Misael, the crossroad is the threshold where the blood gets, you know, and it's pumped at certain amounts. The heart is pumping certain amounts of blood to each part of the body. You know what I mean? So the woman is just at the crossroad. Now look, us as men, we what they call us. After we call men, we are what? The head of the household, right? And dealing with the head, what does our mind do? It thinks and manipulates and controls shit. You feel me? So this is the car that's on the fucking road that gets to the intersection. The men are the ones that plant the seeds that keep the cars going, that, you know, the rubber where meet the road.
Hey, mine's out. Can I throw something in there? Like, do you think that some of this behavior or like the way that people think comes out of misconstrued masculinity?
Yeah, over exaggerated estrogen and masculine. Yeah,
because like the only point that I'm trying to make is, like, you know, it's all literally up to the individual. You know, we really can't blame like a whole lot of stuff on a lot of other people just for, you know, the behavior of themselves, because like to me, like, people are like animals and we just behave certain ways, and you know, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not.
Conditioning. It's the conditioning.
Sometimes you have empathy, sometimes you don't, and I think that's a recognition that I think all people that are kind of like awake kind of see in other people too, is like, yeah, you eat meat, but you have remorse for doing so. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of
I was gonna say that's deep now.
But
like what you was just saying,
Adam, to get back to the point though, it's all up to the individual, and we have a left and right hemisphere of the brain, just like a left and right hand, left and right foot. We walk and we pick things up and we do everything consciously and subconsciously. You can't do anything without making a decision, whether subconsciously or consciously. Like me right now, I'm smoking a cigarette, but I'm not thinking about it, but I'm still also making a decision. But the thing is that it's all up to the individual, whether they're fighting between their left and right brain in emotion, whether like it's the soul, the ego, or the body. Like, who's talking?
That's gonna let that stuff flow how it's supposed to, instead of you lashing out or anything, being frustrated with what you're thinking about, type of stuff.
Exactly. That's the reason what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I even have to question myself, like, who's talking? Like, am I actually really thinking this, or is this my ego? Is this my personality right now? Like, what the fuck is this? Is this who I am? Like, I'm always like questioning like myself, like based on like that, like, is it ego, personality, or spirit? Like, what am I feeling in this moment? And like, do I really need to question myself? I actually think so, because like if I don't question myself, how do I know how to behave around?
Yeah, you're right. If you don't question yourself.
Go ahead. I wanted to say something. I don't know if somebody else has something to say.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Interesting what my guy was saying about the eyes and the ego and stuff. I just want to have a quick question. Like, do y'all ever wonder like who's doing the listening? Like, I'm just speaking on an individual like level, like, because you don't necessarily need ears to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like when you if you ever have a voice in your head, you can hear without your ears. Basically, it's like your ear. You already got ears without your ears, and you got
Yeah.
and you got a mouth without your mouth.
I was just about to bring that up too.
Something. Go ahead, y'all. That's deep.
Because I was just gonna bring that up too. Because when you talk to yourself, you're talking to your spiritual side, and you gotta listen to your spiritual side. It'll guide you.
But see, that's another thing, Miss L, is sometimes our own spirituality conflicts with ego, personality, and the body in the moment at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like all things.
Right.
So
I
you
understand what you're saying, but your spiritual side is actually your true side. Is because you know
the true
what's
you.
right and what's wrong.
That makes
what's right.
Hey,
does make sense.
Hey, look, in one way, I look at that, Misael, that's so dope. That's like your earthly body talking to the body that manifested it. You know, the body is the buddy, and you have a relationship, you and your buddy. So when you talking to yourself, it's the self that can die physically talking to the self that, you know what I mean, can't die. And that self that surpasses what we call life and death, that is the conscious mind that's gonna help this, so to speak, material vessel live a long life.
Yeah, that's the relationship you have to have is with yourself, not with Jesus.
Dude, Miss Al, I'm totally on that. But between the separation, like what you said with spirituality, how like everything is almost everything is spirituality. But the thing is that we have to give to the body as well. The body is the temple. You know, it's your vessel. You drive it around. You even talk to me with it. I'm talking to you with it. You see
check this out. But you go ahead.
So this is body with spiritual background, because like I'm talking with body, but with a spiritual background to you. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's how like we all relate on that level. But there is different levels of talking to people. Like when I want to relate to people that have nothing going on in their life, and I'm trying to like interject me into their life just for like one small instance. So I'm trying to come with like, you know, like severe science and stuff like that in just a small conversation.
Yeah, in 60 seconds, so to speak.
Yeah, what does that take first? That takes bodily motion. That takes bodily speaking. You know, like when I talk to somebody, I notice that I'm using my body and my mind at the same time.
Yeah, if you move your hands and stuff.
To interject probably a spiritual opinion that actually has something to do with them in their daily lives. It's the only reason why I would do it, because why do people do anything? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we all have people that are like our guinea pigs and stuff, like in reality, but that's just us getting our own thoughts out. And then those people will go get their own thoughts out. And it's all because we found a way to express ourselves. And expression is the most important thing to me, because without it, like nobody knows really what's up with anybody without expression, because I'm not expressing to you my feelings. How would you even know how I fucking felt?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Connecting. It's all about connecting your energy with your spirit is your energy.
Exactly.
Connecting that energy with other energies.
And you show people what you feel.
Yeah, a lot of times your body language shows more saying than what you would with your words anyway, though. You know what I mean? And then a lot of times when you're trying to deflect or be a certain way, your body language still gives off a certain perception that you yourself don't know that the person that's observing you is
real. Yep. They detecting it. They reading it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that body language, it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying. Way more than the words. You know what I mean. And one of the real signs of that is people that end up going, venturing to foreign lands. That's having a hard time speaking. A lot of times they're able to communicate with the locals through different gestures or whatnot. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Of course, that what I'm saying is like what you're saying is totally relatable to a lot of cultures spread across the whole entire plane or realm or whatever anybody wants to call it. The thing is that like all these cultures know certain things based off the animals, which actually truly to me makes sense that the human is another animal.
Look at this. Look at this. Have y'all ever realized that the word
but
self is
but
elf?
but check this out. We're the only things that can self worship, because look at how the animal kingdom reacts and behaves according to us. They have no say in anything. One, they don't speak our language. You see what I'm saying? If we're not meeting with them on a conscious level, we're not
Hey,
actually we're not actually meeting with them at all. If we don't understand their behavior, I give pride to all those guys that have, or women that have worked with like fucking lions and all that shit. All I'm saying is like in nature, what I'm talking about is like, so we put on this persona, like we are the chameleon. We are the
mm,
chameleon. For any situation that we put ourselves into, we put on a facade, we put on a mask, we shed skin. We're
yeah,
shedding that skin, which was ourselves. We put on this facade for this fucking moment. And we have to do that. We are the snake. We are the energy. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Look,
That
look at this. It made me think about like when you just said the shedding the skin is just a form of being ashy in any form. You know what I mean? People like they'll turn on the TV, and when that TV turn off, they exactly who they was just watching. They take that personification. They they shift. You know what I mean? They do the chameleon thing.
Exactly. So we know how beautiful snakes look when they actually shed their skin. We know that when we look at them, they're going through a painful process and stuff like that. And then once they come out, they're all beautiful and shit. And we're just like, damn, you're a venomous snake, but I get it. You're fucking
And
beautiful.
spiders do the same. Look at this. A spider could have been called a snake, and a snake could have been called a slider, like a spider.
I believe that what we once communicated with the animals on the conscious level before, because I mean, animals, like just like you said, Adam, they don't speak, they don't have no say in it, But I believe in the ancient times we did have, we were
And I
connected
think
with nature and
Miss
with
AL,
all
you're
the animals.
totally correct, man. You know what? Go ahead and go into a whole spill. You know what? I actually agree wholeheartedly, 100 and fucking 30 fucking percent with what you have to say just now. Like, just go into a whole spill, man. And
yeah, man. I'm with you.
because I agree with the same thing. There, at one time, we could speak the animal language when people didn't actually speak with animals. We just interacted with animals, not speaking,
Woo!
not speaking, interact.
Just existing
Yeah,
here, the
That
relationship period,
that's two.
coexistence is
uh,
talking.
Words are different than actions. And at one
Yeah,
time, I do think that. Well,
mm,
I'm not just fucking like saying this, but it was because of Bro Sanchez and what I looked into with her story to his story that got me even looking back even further into biblical times, into what's actually wrong with the whole his story to her story thing. And then I actually found out I really didn't know shit about her story compared to his story, which is history. How
yeah.
normal zombies fucking personified as. But the thing is that like other than that gets me going back. It's like, all right, so everything is almost a perversion of the mother. Almost everything that's out there today is almost
look. Hey, everything's a perversion of both sexes, man. Think about it. You know
but
how
that
they say happy wife, happy life. The patriarchy couldn't be getting away with this shit if the woman wasn't happy, man.
well,
That,
what's the anti to the patriarchy? All right, and so in me and in my life and what I think, if the woman ain't happy, I'm not fucking happy.
damn right.
You see what I'm saying? If we don't even have that on a miniature scale in our household, how are we even happy? You see
Yep.
what I'm saying?
And us
It's
as a whole, as the world as a whole, we ain't. But it's a nice patch who's smiling like a motherfucker, and they happy as a motherfucker,
yeah. I'm
woman
not.
and man.
I'm not saying that there's not problems and stuff that go on today,
I
because
agree. We
actually,
agree.
what I'm actually talking about is the cohesion between the two sexual genders today, which actually has a huge opposition with the way that we have children growing up. Like we're forced to send children to go to school. I don't want to send my kids to school. I want to do homeschooling, but I'm going to fucking child support and a bunch of other shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Yep. Yep.
have homeschooled so I can teach them my way, so that way when I die, they fucking know my way.
Right.
Because
I'm gonna let you talk it back to Misael. Know what I mean? I don't want to interfere or whatnot.
no,
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 you guys are doing good.
no, true
You guys are
that.
doing good.
I'm not even trying to suck up this whole conversation. Like the thing is that like Like we should be respecting the mother on a whole different level, like so sacred, like it's like fucking found in the street. You know what I'm saying? With a total dap in everything. Of like, bro, yeah, I totally see what you did. That was fucking amazing. You're a fucking awesome dad. You know, just tell that to random strangers. You know,
Ain't that something?
you,
This. Go
you
ahead.
know
Go
what the
ahead.
fuck they going through. You know what the fuck they going through. You see them at the store every day. You know what the fuck they going through, and you know, and you can't give them no props, no
Mm.
props for being a good dad, even if they are lost in the system and they are a zombie. Like, you know,
You hear?
like
Lost in the
stay.
sauce. There's a lot of them lost in the sauce.
But shit, this is in the South, and I even try to like fucking this shit alive like my damn self.
No, I
This,
said sauce. I said sauce, not the south.
oh, I'm sorry, but this
You good?
yeah, it is with some sauce, and you know people can only feel this good for actually living this way. But that's another thing too. Why aren't we elevating our brothers and sisters to like live a good way so that way they actually fucking feel good in reality? People
Yeah.
don't fucking feel good. People
We
don't fucking.
selfishly selfish. Like we double
That,
selfish
but
today.
that,
That's what we're doing here.
but that's where the each one teach one come in at.
That's what we're
You know what
doing
I'm
here
saying?
now.
To uplift and you know what I'm saying, make the brothers and sisters feel good. You know what I'm saying, with some upliftment. You know what I'm saying, and some knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause hey, when you peep the game on just this one note and you take this to the core of your existence, where they told you it's a whole world that's been poured over the world. You hear me? So that this means everything from the blade of grass to the dirt it's growing out of. It's something not right about it. They done lied about everything. You hear me? You know what I mean? This and why I say that about the blade of grass with the dirt is they taught us all that we grew up like, and they kept us blind to the fact that the roots got to take, they got to grasp the earth, and they got to learn how to grow the plant up. You know what I mean? They kept us oblivious to that fact. You know what I mean? It was all about just growing up things. You know what I mean? And we knew about it when we was planting things, but it was like a stolen gem picked out of all of our minds. You know what I mean? Like, cause if we would have knew this, they would have taught us that everything below the belly button grows down and everything above it grows up. It's like you being stretched from both up and up and down on the vertical. You feel me? And shit, maybe even left to right. Shit, your arms, but everything on your body grows up and down, and it's just you another tree. You feel me? Some people eat meat; they choose to eat meat. Like that's why I don't knock them, because everything here is a type of flesh plant. And when you figure out or come into your awakening, you will eat less or you will stop. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna get your ass up out of here just eating all that meat. But it's where that cycle that you dealing with that one lifetime, it ain't gonna go forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That meat eater is gonna eventually pass on.
You shorten your life eating meat, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like when we realize we are the plants, you know what I mean? Everything you eat grows out the ground. You standing on the ground growing up, you a plant too.
Mhm.
You need to be watered and sun. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
talking and walking. That's the type of life you want to live. You know what I mean? Um,
I mean,
go
it's
to
not
the
easy just to tell anybody to stop eating meat. I mean, you gotta not only be an example, but you gotta show other things, other ways to how you can do it. You know, also like
yeah.
watching TV. You should stop watching TV. Period. Or cable. You know, not just TV, just cable television. It's
Oh
subliminal
man.
messages. They fuck with your head
Yeah.
watching cable. You know,
A
I stopped
lot.
watching cable 3 years ago. 3 years ago, almost 4 years now. I don't watch cable anymore. Fuck cable.
Woo. Yep. Me too. I'm good with you. It's like the light sequences they flash through the television and the sound vibrations. And I don't even know what else. You know what I mean? But everything is tied into the that kind of deception or whatever.
Yeah,
They play all
it
kind of stuff
definitely
with
is.
the electronics. But yeah, like I'm gonna let somebody else go. Go ahead. because I know this whole system that we tied to. It's like you the controller made for this game to play, and they done blinded you to the fact. Just imagine you done went and bought your PlayStation 5, god damn it, and you walking around giving your controller to everybody. You ain't even going home playing. You trying to put the damn game system in everybody else's hand. This is sort of us praying to the sky that we can't touch. We ain't up there. We right here. You know what I mean? Like you done went and spent that little $1,000 on that fresh ass game system. You know what I mean? Then you putting your controller in everybody else's fucking hands. Shit, we
Yeah,
tripping,
that,
man.
that that's
You
real
gotta
talk.
play your game. You hear me?
Yeah, the last year and a half, I've been changing that paradigm as far as the typical, um, yeah, with the TV thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, the one thing that I still do, you know what I'm saying? I still, I watch movies and stuff. So what it is, I probably watch a movie or an actual show, but I'm not really watching the cable. So I got to get in the transition to really getting to where, what I'm saying, just take it off, just take it off and just have, the
Yeah, I went
internet.
through the same thing. I went through the same
You
thing.
know what I'm saying? But like I said, my first love was sports. You know what I'm saying? I played ball and stuff, so I still watch. Um, basketball. And the last 2 years, I ain't really watched as much football. But this is the thing that I know the progression in me. Um, the last 9 months is I pulled away from watching like the talk shows. Like the sports talk shows. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, me
my
too.
thing is my thing is shit. I can go on and make my own and upload it, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. I can do my own, breakdown, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do that. So I pretty much just watch the games when they come on, then when they go off, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on YouTube or, building with y'all or, what I'm saying, chilling with my family or whatnot. But I mean what I'm telling y'all, I was one that was very much consumed and convicted, what I mean, convicted. I ain't even the word, addicted to you know what I'm saying, just the cycles of TV. Listen, like
Sport.
like I
Yeah.
said, and this what I'm saying is, we keep it real. Like to a certain extent, even though my girl like don't really resonate with the brunt of, what I'm saying, what I'm into, what I'm saying, is about truth and stuff like that. She was ahead of the game on me as far as just being brainwashed to the programming of them shows. Because I promise you, I can sit there and watch Sports Center for shit fucking 2 hours. It's the same show every half hour though. The only thing they just going da 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 da. It's come back on. She come through like damn. You watching that again? You
That's
know
that
what I'm
I,
trigger
saying? Look,
sound.
same
Hey,
same
mm,
thing.
Trigger
Same
sound.
thing with the news
hey,
though.
all I gotta say to that man is, what makes you think that your TV time is more safe than her TV time? Like, check this out. Like, all right, when NASA launches a space shuttle and it goes only so far up in the air before they switch to CGI, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
off top.
and then you're watching the Super Bowl, which is fucking televised to a mass audience anyways, and then they have horrible fucking people do, the national anthem and the fucking halftime
Mhm.
show.
Yeah.
But we see all the emphasis that they put on the show to make the damn thing look good. So my thing is like, why do we even care about sports other than fucking betting? And if it wasn't
Yeah.
for hold on, if it wasn't for fucking betting, would you be actually interested in the sport at all?
See now see that's what I'm saying. I just explained to you. I grew up playing sports and deeply involved in it. I'm not a bettor. I'm not a gambler.
Oh yeah,
So
true that,
I,
man.
I
Me, me,
watch it.
me too.
I watch it for the pureness of the sport. But let me piggyback.
I get,
And
I get
hold on. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Let me piggyback and tie into to something you just said about it's all glitz and glamour and entertainment. Now what I'm telling you is
right.
the progression the last month, the last 9 months from just watching the redundant shows, what I'm saying, leading up to the games is one thing. Now the next thing I've been telling a lot of my friends here, I told them, I was like, man, give it another year or so. I just be watching high school sports here locally. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know all the fuckery, you know what I'm saying, all the this and that in it. But like I said, you know what I'm saying, slowly but surely I'm pulling
You
away from
pulling
it. But you know what I'm
away.
saying?
All
Yeah, you
right.
know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
My, my
at the
thing is
same
this.
time
Like,
on the local level and in real time here locally, I'm still invested with sports with kids coming up like my best friend he's a trainer and
all
we
right.
run different camps and stuff like that so yeah
So
I'm
yeah,
I
wanting
yeah.
to
feel you,
know
knowledge.
I'm wanting to know that it's all an illusion but I still that's still one of my guilty pleasures, you know what I'm saying. I fall back.
I
Actually,
got some. I'm
you,
gonna
you
build
don't
with
you
you
don't
on
even
that.
you don't even have to fall back on it, dude. That's totally understandable. I grew up the same freaking way. I loved basketball. I loved fucking football. I loved soccer. And then, but the thing is that like now with a later mind and everything, like looking at everything like after high school, after all this, like the sports and everything, and actually, what we all thought about coaches in the first fucking place, like how are we training these kids? How are we fucking doing this? And then we have these, these uh, conclusions after all what we just did in your high school career, my high school career, and we have probably two totally different standpoints on people that are actually in the community that actually push the whole sport for itself. You know what I'm saying? The sport is not for itself when it's on the TV. The sport is for itself when it's in the community and between the family. You see what I'm saying? There's a giant difference in the sports that's being played.
Yeah.
What's television?
Hey, the
Because
sports is.
you
That
can
that
watch.
that's what I was just saying. You know what I'm saying. I'm tied in here locally. Like I said, we run camps or whatnot. Actually, I was there. You know, it was a 2-day camp here locally yesterday. You know what I'm saying, and today, with high school. You know what I'm saying, and junior high and stuff like that. So it's more of a thing like the only way that at this time that I can give back is the knowledge that I have from the game and extend what I know about it because it's lack of resources, what I'm saying, here for a lot of different facilities for the amount of kids. It's pretty much a surplus of kids who really want to do sports and activities, what I'm saying, with minimal places for them to go. So this is the thing. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is it's not what me and my friend does. It's not even really, even though it's a film with the potential to go professional. It's all about bridging the gap. What I'm saying, communicating with the kids, right? Having a rapport, and another thing, giving them something to do than having idle time, being confined and locked in the house with these
Exactly.
digital materials with all this programming. They need some physical activity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Look.
bro.
Look.
It's
Look. Can
bigger.
I add
It's
something?
bigger. It's
Yeah,
bigger
yeah,
than
go ahead,
it's
man.
bigger than trying to go
I'll
to
add
the
after
NBA.
you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. You on point, man. Because it's where look we here and we gotta exercise. The sport is natural. You hear me? But this one that we experiencing right now, I wouldn't say that it's the one that meets the eyes or the mind that we supposed to be playing. Uh, Sports today is like a soap opera. If y'all ain't peep what you're watching, you hear
Yeah,
me? It's
dude, dude,
or whatever you want to make it
freaking
equivalent to.
WWE. Everything's freaking WWE, dude.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
walk
Yes.
through the dude. You can walk through the hood right fucking now. I can walk
Look
through my
now.
fucking hood
Look.
fucking now,
You're
and one
right.
that could actually stand up to LeBron himself. The teamwork that could actually stand up to fucking LeBron, the fucking Lakers, all of that. The teamwork itself. You can see that walking through the damn hood, but you don't see it on TV. That's why everything's WWE.
No.
It's just made for entertainment, just like both sides of the political spectrum. It's all
This
WWE.
where this is where the youth needs to be, taught by the real people or whatnot. Like knowledge is saying, they need to know about this here game, or if it can even be reinvented. You hear me?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
the human body's here to do all the exercise, running, jumping in these type of what we call them games or whatever we play. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But this one today is not it's not of our liking. If you ask me, it's not natural. You know what I mean? It's a whole circus. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of
The
course.
children whole life will be taken away trying to tie up inside of this game today.
That's what we're for,
What
man.
you say?
That's what we're about. Like that's what this whole thing,
Yeah,
the whole
yeah. We
sense.
gotta help them know how to play this shit clearly and not, you know what I mean.
Dude, it's
Let they talent be the very thing that kill them
dude.
in this world.
What I'm trying to say is we are the last line of defense. We're the ones that are awake. You did the work that you in whatever amount of work it was for you to realize that Earth ain't fucking spinning. That's the amount of work that it takes to like tell other people. And like that's literally what it takes to wake motherfuckers up. But we're in the fucking home stretch right now. Like if anybody's noticed, we're getting censored on Facebook, we're getting censored on YouTube. Like it's getting
Yeah,
fucking
man.
it's like crackdown mode. And you know, we're all in our hangouts and everything talking and stuff, but like, you know, like literally like we're even talking to each other right now, and we even know the shit that's going on around us right fucking now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all fucking crazy. And like what can we do?
We can only do this in 1 month.
I would say, hey, let me just say this right quick. I just feel like the ones that's awoke, I would relate that to like the Matrix, like we Zion and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but you gotta realize one thing about that movie where they was telling us that story. It wasn't talking about all of where Zion and all of that. They was fighting for the goddamn devil, bro. You hear me? That Neo and them went nuts. You hear me? Now look at it. It's where when that movie ended, the Matrix wasn't through. We went through a whole nother realm of the shit. But when you get to the very end of the Matrix, it's just another morning coming up. You know what I mean?
I'm saying something a little different though. What I mean is like the ones in Zion, they wasn't plugged in. They was in the real world. You know what I'm saying? Like we the ones that's in the real world. You know, we see the real world type shit. You know, that's how I was trying to relate it. Go ahead.
But it was like they came in and out of it, but they didn't destroy it. You hear me?
Was in the ending movie scene saying like it's the light of a new day. That obviously means continuation because the Oracle was from inside the Matrix to the outside. And the Oracle was in the outside of the Matrix saying, it's the light of a new day to Neo. You see what I'm saying? Like, in the ending scenes when he was saying goodbye to everybody, you know what I'm saying? And he went to the Oracle and she's like, oh, it's the light of a new day. That obviously means continuation.
Yep. And
the Oracle's the enemy.
Huh?
The Oracle was the enemy.
Look at this. Not to mention that Neo dressed like the Pope. You know that little flare dress coat he wore?
He does dress like an agent of the cathedral. He does.
Yeah, he represents them.
Yes, he does.
But
they were talking about the control of the Matrix and who controls it.
Dude, look how many. Like now that you said that, look how many people are actually dressed that way. Like exactly. You got the chick from Underworld, you got Pinhead from Hellraiser, you got fucking Lord Voldemort from fucking Harry Potter.
Yes, sir. You better know it. That's it. You know what I mean?
But the thing about it is, God is just another level to all of this shit. So it's multi-layered. You know what I'm saying? So it's multiple layers. It ain't just the robotic world and the real world. The real world is just another level to what actually is. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It was a lot to the Matrix, man. You see how we was in the Matrix? They had bugs harvesting us. You know what I mean? Bugs was pulling up and clipping off big pieces of metal and twisting screws and bolts in the and they was maintaining the shit. Is that not what the bugs do when your ass die? Don't they crawl around your ass and move meat and lay eggs and larvae? And, they get you broke down through the elements. You lay is little balls of shit that a bug pushed out across the land. But we come to a point where they freeze drying the people. The bugs can't even eat you. The bugs like, damn, it's supposed to be more carcasses on this damn ground or in it, and the humans is all freeze dried and inside of boxes, and all we got is the little animals that get to die. You know, the bugs is probably starving. You know how they born by the thousands. It's like, and that's just on this level where we experience the insect. No matter how big that motherfucker is, it's a little bug to us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we're
Dealing with
all
micro and macro.
yeah.
I was just about to say,
Micro and macro. The thing is like we're all making scientific observations, whether it's like something with gravity or another like species or like an animal that's actually like seen as domestic, but you're interacting with it like on a whole different level, like whether conscious or just like from animal to human. Like we're all doing observations, scientific experiments almost every fucking day if we actually think about it.
Off top. I know I am. Hey, look at this. Y'all remember that first mummy movie of the modern day or whatever with Brandon Fraser? Remember that scene where he had the scarab beetles running through him and one ran through his face and he just chewed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This where you just think about the bug. You know what I mean? In the Matrix, they had big bug like metal robot android type insects that was harvesting all of the humans.
Dude, with synchronicity, you can totally make that fucking connection. That's like actually totally like so hyper like on each other that it's not fucking funny. Like with Brandon Fraser actually eating the scarab that walked across his mouth, it's kind of like, you know, like, oh, I'm giving in to like all the unknown, but like I got to do this first. You see what I'm saying? Just the same way that fucking Neo in the Matrix had to get his fucking, you know, ass fucking probed all over the fucking place and then like unfucking probed. You see what I'm saying? Like it was a ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only way I can explain this to y'all is like I see rituals almost every day, and rituals are like an everyday thing. People don't even realize that they're doing a ritual. Like when it's a ritual to make money, that's like what most people on the everyday like hum and drum grind are doing. They're actually like doing a giant ritual to like fucking make money. I've noticed this. It's like fucking weird shit. Because they all participate.
I feel you on that, Adam. I definitely feel you on
Hey,
Hey, ritual is short for spiritual. You know what I mean? So it's you brushing your teeth, blinking, licking your lips.
The halftime show is ritual.
Everything is ritual. Everything is, know what I mean?
From every sport, all the halftime shows are rituals.
It's big ones that we sleep on that we gotta peep, man, and we ain't peeping them.
True.
Shit, farting's a ritual. Everything we do is ritualistic.
Yeah, no, I see. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see through it, and I just want to tell Adam again, like I understand wholeheartedly what he's saying about the sports. That's why I emphasize at this current time that's still one of my guilty pleasures. Like I see through all of it, all the rituals and all that, because you know what I'm saying. At one point, about 6 years back, I was consumed with you know what I'm saying, with the symbology and the different like concert shows or halftime like y'all talking about and all that. So I'm able to see through, you know what I'm saying, a lot of that. You know what I'm saying, you know, real quick, you know. Yeah, so I agree with what y'all saying on that.
That's what's up.
Because man, like it's all fucking crazy. Like what we're even going through right now is even crazy. That's the reason why we're all talking to each other, because shit's fucking crazy. But we wouldn't be talking to each other unless we all didn't feel a certain sense of one paranoia. All right, so like to me, paranoia is a gift. It's a gift, because without it, you wouldn't have no sense of anything. You're gone.
You really wouldn't know what's coming.
No,
if somebody, can you say? I just want to say, can you say that paranoia could be awareness, some type of awareness?
Yeah, man, that's what it is. No, that's the reason. All right, that's bro. Who am I talking to?
Oh, real life in the
That was
chat.
Miss
Peace,
Ayel.
real life. I see you in the building. You on
Miss
McDonald's.
Ayel,
Well,
Yes,
I would
yes,
say
yeah.
it's hyper awareness. So I would agree it's awareness. Just I would say hyper. Peace to the chat.
Exactly. All right. So to sum it up for you guys, like I like to put it in something that we can all probably. All right. So you're in the car with somebody, and y'all just got done smoking a blunt, and then red and blue lights come on behind you, but you're absolutely okay. But your partner in the passenger seat, he's absolutely freaking the fuck out. He was like, "I'm telling you, this is the shit that I talked about. We were gonna get fucking pulled over and fucking blah 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 and fucking all this other fucking shit." You know what I'm saying? That was his paranoia going off. He sensed it way before you fucking did. But in that moment, what you did in regards to your paranoia actually got you off the fucking hook. So, but the thing is that everybody used paranoia through the whole night, and that's a sixth sense type of thing. Because if I'm looking at you from one side of a building, and then you turn around to look at me, but I step behind the building, you think that you're crazy, but you're not. I was actually staring at you, but you didn't know that.
Yeah, it's simple as I don't call it paranoia. Go ahead.
No, all I'm
you
just
gotta
saying
say
is,
that in mind's eye. You went out, bro, when you was talking. Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Say that
Like
again.
paranoia, I don't really call it that. Me, it's more like a honing in, like you know how, like say you would be walking up to somebody or you would look to somebody inside of a room full of people and y'all catch eye contact, shit like that. You know what
Yes,
I mean? It's a type of honing in or vibration, if you ask me, and it's on all type of scales. You could call it paranoia. You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying, man. It starts somewhere first before you even start feeling fucking paranoid. So it's obviously internal before it becomes external. So
Yeah,
even in that,
yeah, it
like
is.
the only thing I'm saying is that like paranoia is a gift because like without it in any situation, no matter what you're thinking in that situation, without paranoia, you didn't have your sixth sense, which means that you didn't have your paranoia going off in that fucking situation. Like if you try to drive an ounce from here to there, if you don't have any paranoia, that's your own damn fault.
And it all brought us here. It did, man. It's a different type of, know what I mean? It's where we know we ain't paranoid. What we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we definitely not. Let's hear from the sister real life. See what her perspective is on that.
Yeah. Peace,
Thanks,
sis.
I appreciate that. Peace, everybody.
Peace, real be going in.
Yes, she
You know,
does. Yes, she does.
it
I've
gets
heard it.
Oh man.
it gets so difficult, right? Because by the time when I tuned in, which is about like I guess 5 minutes ago, there were about 10 things I wanted to respond to, and then when I called, there were about another like three while I was waiting, right? So I want to get to I guess the more like common denominator points. So regarding paranoia and awareness, right? Let me just hold that to the side for 1 second, but the idea of ritual and what's being presented, I kind of really wanted to start with that. Yes, I think everything is ritualistic, but when it comes down to that purposeful, concerted effort to shove ritual down our throats, absolutely. In popular culture and media, I think that's the forefront of how they're able to have such a stronghold on our psyches. What we want, what we don't want, what we like, what we don't like, what we think we like. The people that we think we are when we have no knowledge of self. So it's easy for that to be usurped when you're hearing all this stuff being shoved down your throat in the guise of entertainment, but it's really ritualistic traumatization, right? And I've had a lot of people not understand why I've not exposed myself to things like that, and that's the very reason. So I wanted to kind of, I guess, agree and just bring that point, but also paranoia and awareness, right? So one day there was this dude, right? He's like, oh, he's paranoid schizophrenic. So we were talking, and we were in a room full of people. So I said, why do you call yourself that? I was just wrapping up some project we were doing that was hitting right on that head. I said, this is being brought into my forefront for a reason. And he said, well, every time I looked at the clock, it was the same time. I don't remember what numbers he said, right? And then he said also his father used to always think that all the water was tainted. So he gave me his reasons for suffering from being paranoid were because his dad did and because he looked at the clock and saw the same time first thing I thought was, well, if you're looking at the clock and you're seeing the same time, there is a message in there, but why is that scary? Why does that become a paranoia, uncomfortable existence, right? So I said, well, what if they're really, I said, well, what's the big deal about the clock? He says, yeah, well, maybe it was trying to tell me something. I said, well, what if it was? Wouldn't that be okay? And he looked at me as if that was the worst thing he could have heard. So my feeling and the kind of the question I present always is that why does it have to be uncomfortable, right? Like we know to avoid certain things that are poison, right? We can smell a certain flower and know not to touch that, right? So is
Right.
it paranoia because we know to stay away from it, which is the awareness part? And or when does this become pathological? Why can't we just grab out the messages without going off the deep end and saying, okay, this is here to help me and is a message? Isn't that how we're communicated with our environments in the first place?
The
Right.
problem is that people get scared first what they
Don't
don't
no panicking.
understand.
Can't do that. Go ahead.
I was saying that everybody gets scared first of something that they don't understand. That's part of the main, you know.
Yeah. And I was gonna say that paranoia, I mean, panicking and all of that, sporadic movement without thinking, that you can't do that. You know what I mean? It's like you just said, the information or the intel is there to help you. You know what I mean? That's like put on your boots, man, and put on your big girl drawers, woman. Like don't get this shit, don't let this shit hit your brain and make you go insane, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, so paranoia is awareness. Good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just trying to let
That's what I
somebody
was
else
saying,
speak
Miss
because I,
Ayel.
I know I can.
No, what I was saying, I agree, Miss Ayel. That's what I was saying. It's like more uh, awareness. You know what I mean? That's how like you super intensified and more adrenaline driven. You know what I'm saying? And it could be like the anticipation of your assumption of what's next to come. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a drive, man. I know I feel it in my gut. It's like a nice stirring. You know what I mean? Um, when we just do this building and talking, you know,
Miss L, bro, you seen the video that I posted a while back, and man, we was building in the back about that. If you want, you can elaborate about that a little bit, and we can build
Um,
on that topic for a minute. And mind everybody that's watching and tuning in into the people that's on the panel. This is an open subject matter, open topic. We free to build about whatever. We going in. Hangout's about to go away in August, so we gonna go in.
Isn't
We're
that
gonna make the best
sad?
of it.
Can't
mm.
well,
believe. I think we'll have other alternatives about the hangouts. Yo, can we go back to the Matrix for a second? Would that be
Hell
obnoxious?
yeah, we can go back.
no, go ahead.
Okay.
I done did
Hell
videos
yeah.
on that. Yeah.
You
I love
never
the
know.
Okay.
Matrix.
This is the funny part, right? Okay, so two things. I want to know, like, okay, so for the people, like, I know a lot of people were around people where it kind of just didn't swallow well with them, right? Like, for me, I was like, yeah, I'm glad that this sort of level of understanding of what could possibly be like, I don't know. I don't really necessarily take it so literally, of course, because it's a movie, but I think the representation was pretty realistic that there are parasitic things, energies around us that perhaps are maybe just residing in different dimensions. Is it something to be afraid of? No, right? But
Mm-mm.
also, I want to ask this: does that tie in any of y'all's opinion? I'll tell my opinion afterwards about the idea of what people think are. So, does anybody know Dr. Credo Mutwa from South Africa? Well, he's passed away, but he was a Zulu shaman from South Africa.
I don't.
No.
Okay, he said he was an older dude. He passed away from diabetes like some time ago. He was kind of getting wrapped up into that David Icke situation, but I think David Icke was trying to parasite over him because he had a lot of credibility being a Zulu shaman and all that, right? So he's a black South African. I just want to make that clear. So he
Hold
said
on. Did he dress himself in like garments that draped over him?
yes, and he had a skull around his neck. Yeah.
I think I may have seen him on one video. I might be wrong, but Was it royal blue and gold?
Yeah, he wore blue off and he was kind of heavy set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Bald at the top or very short hair.
Yeah.
Black man.
Yep.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
somehow David Icke used him to kind of give himself credibility, right? So it was like the worlds kind of collided. Really, what I thought was interesting was the story. He said when he was like 9 or 10, he was walking through this field, and this craft landed. And somehow, some way, long story short, he literally mentioned the anal probe. He put all the trappings of the abduction in there, right? What he said, what was interesting was is that it's not like aliens on another planet. It's that there are these entities that live in a different dimension that like to suck our energy, and they do it off the strength of high end of it. So if a person gets really angry or really sad or really happy, even like mania, they feed off of that. Right now, hearing that at like 22, I was like, oh shit, that scared the shit out of me, right? But it was the same exact feeling I felt when I saw The Matrix. I just didn't get scared anymore because I was older. So I guess I'm just throwing it out there to say, does those two things tie into y'all at all? And if so, do you think this other dimension thing is a parasitic kind of situation? Or I guess I'm just throwing it all out there for conversation.
Did this man speak a new or like
He's spoken.
the
He's spoken in English.
no, I was talking about the deity. She's like a look like a Asian woman with the body of a serpent.
No, he said they had big heads, and I think he said they were thin. He didn't describe them in too much depth. He did give
Okay.
them sort of a clinical kind of feeling, like they were there for research type of thing, and to figure out how to best exude our energy and steal it.
Okay, I was just trying to tie him to the person I was, talking about. Cause,
I'm sorry.
but it's a lot of different topics that these people or we address. You know what I mean? So we could still be talking about the same person. But as far as from what you were saying, I'll let somebody else go because that's deep. If anybody else want to go,
I hung up.
I know myself.
Keep going on The Matrix.
Hey, myself, I couldn't really say as far as connecting that man to the Matrix or whatnot.
Or
Is
so
that
just
kind
the
of
idea of, do y'all think there are some things that are actually parasiting off our energy? I guess that's like really
Oh
what I'm asking.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yes. It's one thing where they call it the
Things be
reptilian
off
race,
energy
man.
all the
Have
time.
y'all have y'all seen or heard of the entities where they call them like the shadow people?
Yeah.
They like literally had their hands in the back of the human. It's statues that depict this too. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You could probably type it in and catch them on a image or whatever. But it's like they puppet the human. You know what I
Quentin,
mean?
peace, God. What's up, brother? Peace, Cube.
What's
Like,
good, Lazy? What's good, everybody on the panel, man?
Peace,
what's
Quentin.
up with you, Quinn?
KOI and Misael, real
One
life.
love, Q.
What is
But,
Star? What up, Star? Damn, you know what I'm saying?
What up? What up?
Adam, what up, Adam?
hey, Star. I got a couple things to Miss Youngworld. She's
Oh
she's
shit, what
like
up, Huey? I ain't know Huey was on too. My bad.
Boy, this panel packed.
hell
It's a full
yeah.
panel.
Hey, we getting it lit tonight. We ain't playing. So, Miss
Nah,
L,
Hmm.
if you can, brother, go ahead.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Peace, Quinn.
And hit with that topic right quick. All right, Star Man, we're gonna be here.
I want to expound upon what Miss Ayo was talking with the young lady about Miss Youngworld. All right, so you were asking like how does it like relate to all of us and everything. All right, so like first of all, David Icke to me is nothing but like controlled opposition. You know what I'm saying? All he's doing is putting the mainstream conspiracies out there He's not doing really anything that connects with you on a personal level. He's not trying to help like kids around the world. He's not like, he's not doing fucking anything. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I said real quick, not to cut you, but that's why I said he parasited off of the Zulu shaman to give
Yeah,
himself credibility because we all know he's a shill and a crook.
He was feeding off that
yeah.
shit.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Also,
exactly. So I was never
Yeah.
giving David Icke any credit, or Ike,
Okay.
however you want to pronounce it. I was never giving him any credibility. He's the parasite that he is. But he
yes,
tried to
Yeah.
use Dr. Mutswa Credo, one of our Zulu shamans, to make his point. That's all I was saying. Listening.
another thing too is also look at the Zulu shaman himself, because what Zulu shaman is out of shape and dies from diabetes? This is a Zulu shaman. He's grown up with the tribe ever since the beginning. So of course he knows how to fight all diseases since the beginning. We have a whole hospital full of fucking retards. How many people out in fucking Africa had in a tribe for a doctor? Probably two at the most. And they were fucking shamans. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to yeah, I do. I'd like to respond to that very quickly. Well, yeah, I actually do agree with that. Being in traditional medicine myself, I feel like if you can't represent that, you're automatically a hypocrite. So yeah, definitely. But I will say this. And I made a point to kind of give him that profile on purpose. Also, he's shaking hands with David Icke. So we have to look at that questionably, or however you want to pronounce it. We have to look at him questionably just off GP because of that as well. But I said those things to say, like, the stories may resonate true, but they also have to kind of like be questioned. But he mentioned being anally probed. Now, I think most of you, without being too long-winded about it, have met, it's like the typical sort of stereotype of the choir director. He's very overweight. He has been molested. And there's this difference between what he understands is true, his understanding of God, whether that's truth or not. It's still something that gives him solace versus his trauma, right? And I think that the beauty of listening to Dr. Credo speak was that he spoke about how much he knew, but also how much was hitting him in the head with what he had been through. And I think that kind of speaks for that. Do I excuse the fact that somebody should know about these things and die of that? No, because once you've been involved in traditional medicine long enough, you always see the walking contradictions because people's trauma usually speak for them before anything that they know. I just wanted to say that very briefly, but I'm listening.
Yes, ma'am. All right, another thing. We don't actually know if he's actually fucking dead. We do not know that. You do not know that for a
cold. Hey, that's a good one, man. Because I always say that about, entertainment
This is anybody in the mainstream media that we're looking at. These are people that are above us. They're all over the fucking place, and they're in the MSM, the mainstream media. All right, so like, how do we know if this guy didn't fake his own death? Because like, from the documentaries that I've seen about Zulu people, their shamans are totally fucking fit and got everything held down pat, and they don't need outside help, and they do not want outside help from anybody to solve any medical situation for anybody that's involved in the tribe, and they do not want any outsourced sort of medical attention. They will solve it their damn selves. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And that's how it's supposed to be, man.
Well, yeah, but we got a whole mixed up thing. The only thing that I'm saying is the dude's mother. You just said it yourself. The dude's motherfucking shaking hands with David Icke. Don't shake hands with David Icke. Are we selling out? Are we fucking sell out? Like no fucking way. Of course he's gonna fucking sell out. Whatever agenda he's got behind pushing whatever it is that he's got going on, it obviously has something to do with the political agenda in Africa right now, in a ways and a means to make money in a certain situation.
China trying to make a impactful, profound, superimposed influence in China right now too. And Saudi Arabia looking like, hey, we might try to step in there too.
That's even worse.
It's a lot of shit going down in Africa, man.
So that BRICS movement taking off then.
It's a whole big show to me. Like it's all like a big ass carnival, or just connected all like a big ass, so to speak, Worlds of Fun or Disneyland. From coast to coast, you know how they doing it, continent to continent. Like they all in cahoots, man. It's one big board. And
see Trump over there in North Korea meeting with Kim Jong-un.
Hey, y'all remember that film where they made them puppet?
I thought it was his son.
One of them was Kim Jong-un. I promise he was.
Yeah, he was in North Korea this time. Nah, they wasn't in Vietnam or the Philippines.
They
They was in
hey, they
North Korea.
literally made a whole puppet movie. Like the puppets was talking, that it was all kind of war shit
Yeah, they
going
made him
on.
look like a chicken. I seen that.
It was all homo, man. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
they done did a bunch of them differently like that.
Are y'all talking
I was
about
a young,
America World
huh?
Police?
Yeah,
Dude,
yep. I was a youngster when I seen it. But
hey,
that's exactly
hey, check this out though. That's the creators of South Park, but in later episodes of South Park, they're fucking worshiping the globe, man, because they're putting the globe in there and not saying anything to contradict it. Fucking
mm,
weird. Just letting you know.
All right.
yeah, it's all that in there. That was real crazy and goofy of them, but
Hey,
that's what you know.
Can
I
I ask
got
a question though? Because like, I mean, what about the part? Because yeah, I mean, all about the stuff we already know that there's a lot of foolery going on in Africa, as there always has been, and there's
Right.
always been a connection with the British Crown and that. We know that David Icke supposedly was in British Parliament. We also know that we know that. But what I brought all that up to really ask about the parasiting of energy. What do y'all think about that? How do y'all think it's happening? Is it happening on a dimension? Is it a different time and place? Are those two things mutually exclusive? Like, what are they stealing? What kind of energy is like the battery shit, like the Matrix? Is it emotions? Like, that's why I brought all that up. You know what I mean? Fuck David Icke.
Okay,
You
I'll
know?
cover
I,
that, but y'all go ahead.
So
I'll
we
okay,
talking about energy far as what?
I'll go first.
If we talking about energy, I'm trying to.
She's talking about the energy extraction matrix, like because she's
Any
talking
Yeah,
about
in any way that it wants
woo.
to be interpreted. Like, is energy being drained from us or stolen from us or
Oh, of course
purposefully
it's being
cultivated?
drained
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
because
I hope
because
like
because you got all kind of things. You got people that um deceive you and put influences and thoughts in your heads, and just off that you get a certain vibe. That vibe is energy. When
yeah,
somebody says something to you or look at you and have you react a certain type of way, or you look at body language and react a certain type of way, and you want to say something, that's energy. That's the spirit. That's the breath. So all that stuff impacts us right now. It's just like if somebody wanted to interject on something I was saying, it's because that thought created the energy for them to release it.
yeah.
And it's
woo.
so impactful and profound right now that people are just
You
using
so
these
boy,
different
you
type
so
of
right
energies
because
in a
look,
different way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
you can release your energy in a positive way. You can release it in a negative way. You know,
you so right because I just want to say something. You hear me? Listen to me. You know what I mean? Talking. Uh, I'm gonna give my opinion on how energy. You know what I mean? How I see it in one of these forms. Uh, it's a whole life of a being. You hear me? Sometimes they yap yap. You see them chopping that fish up on the book on that wooden book. This is the energy every day, but it's like you will see a young person get the life sucked out of them fast. You be like, damn, before it's time, energy stolen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
dead.
of
Go
course
ahead.
that. Yeah, of course that. I would say on a more faster pace level of recognizing energy suction. Like even right now, to even be speaking the truth, to even be talking to any of you guys, I'm expending energy.
Hey,
Fact.
can I touch on it real quick?
All based on the real thought that I think that you guys are spitting the truth as well. You see what I'm saying? So I'm expending energy just the same way as you guys are expending energy, the same way as we expend energy to hear what we need to hear. So obviously, and this
Uh,
isn't this isn't stuff to like cloud the mind or even cause like judgment and thinking. It's not that. The thing is that like Miss Gurley, the thing is that you got all these things going on in your life and you have to solve these and figure these out on an individual level. There's things that pertain to you as an individual as they affect you in daily life, and there's things that pertain to the all. And what I like to think that I fucking step into and talk into and eventually working towards is the all, what we're all fucking talking about. You see what I'm saying? The all, the reason why we're here right now, the all, the everything.
Same here.
The reason,
Same here.
the reason why we're speaking. I mean, some of you are like, Adam, there's your own words talking from your body. You're not even saying anything that's even spiritually inductive of anything I got the fuck going on right now. And that's all fucking K. But the thing is that like, girl, you got to get it in when you can, and you got to realize when people are lying and when they're not. Now, if it is involved in the political system or it has anything to do with a probable secret society, or people that like sign up under other people and just abide by rules and are regular everyday zombies that work for people. You see what I'm saying? There's so many different classifications of fucking zombies that are out there that work in the everyday life that you're out there with. And you're talking with zombies. I talk with fucking zombies. I'm just letting you know there are fucking zombies out there. You will be talking to zombies. Like they don't get it.
You hear me?
Don't fucking get
They
it.
might bite. They might bite you if you hit a nerve of life in a zombie body.
You can
You
even
hear me?
hey y'all, you can even slip some shit in. You can be like, oh, that's a beautiful sunset. Look at the clouds behind the sun. You can even slip some shit in like that. You know what I'm saying? And they won't fucking get it. They won't fucking get it. They don't
Yeah.
get. They don't get that the fucking clouds aren't supposed to be behind the sun. They don't fucking get it. They don't. Those
Yeah,
are called fucking zombies.
that's real talk. Letting you know that it's a local light source. But
Exactly.
but look,
If
I ain't want to cut you off, Adam. I just wanted to cut it in right quick because I'm gonna have to get off. I got to get ready to lay it down for work. But I just want to say peace to the brothers and sisters on the panel, and as always, Lindsay,
Peace,
thanks for
peace.
having me on
Peace.
here. And one thing like about
You
us
already
not
know,
being
K for why, man.
about us not being programmed. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be listening to the rest of this at work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I done got away from like the traditional like radio stuff. So I listen to a lot of our content at work. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the live streams do go
That's right.
long. So I just fragment them. You know what I'm saying? Like chapters. You know what I'm saying? Hour, two. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So peace and love to y'all, and I'll get with
Right
y'all
back
tomorrow.
at you, bro.
All right,
All
peace.
Peace and
right,
love.
brother.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Hey,
K
peace
for
and
why?
love.
Hey,
Mike,
big
I
ups
see
on
you
the
in the
new
building.
yeah,
Yeah, I
big
just
ups on the new
Mike,
jumped on
track.
late. I
oh,
was trying to see what the combo was before I got in, but you finna get out. Love, bro.
What up,
Appreciate
Mike?
being on your platform anytime.
Oh yeah, what up, Mike? Shit, what's good, bro?
How you feeling, big
Man,
dog?
chilling, man, chilling. You
We
already
in the
know.
building, man.
so tonight, man, we doing another show with the
Hey,
subject matter
Hey,
up
but
in the
see,
air, so it's
hey, but
open topic. Anybody want to build on something? You're more than welcome.
hey,
Just let's have turns with it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And we can go in.
hey, I
hey,
wanted to
knowledge.
touch on her. I wanted to touch on real life question real quick or whatnot, man. That's cool, damn. Because as far as with them taking the energy away and shit, it's like to me, I feel like they create chaos and shit, and they feed off that chaotic energy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
To get us to,
The chaos
you know,
makes some money. The
yeah,
chaos creates fear. The
exactly.
chaos create influence. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, like
Hey,
the
hey,
best,
knowledge.
the best analogy I can give is like this right here, right? Like, say you running an experiment with a damn rat in a damn maze and shit, and at the end of the maze is some cheese. It might take them 10 times to get to it or whatever, with this and that. But after you done ran the experiment about 100 times, hell, he probably just gonna go straight to it. He ain't going for the side roads and this and that and the traps. You know what I'm saying? He know how to go straight to the cheese. Now, what if you take the cheese out? You know what I'm saying? Hell, usually when the rat get to the end of the maze, hell, it's going, probably freak the fuck out because it's like, man, I know I ain't took no wrong turn in Albuquerque. Like, I done did this shit
Mm.
100 times. And see, that's what they do and shit when they take these celebrities out and shit like that. That we be looking around like, what the fuck? Well, like how this happen? And you know what I'm saying? They feed off that energy and shit because we feed into the shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the
I'm
cheese
sorry.
for the.
Sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just wondering, like, y'all think it's when we say they, right? Because when I use they, I usually use it as a social thing. Like that's why I feel that people push the propaganda is to steal that energy from the chaos from us socially, keep things in a certain kind of in their perspective balance, right? Obviously, a very huge imbalance, but bringing up the whole Mutua Credo thing was for the specific purpose of asking, and the Matrix thing was the specific purpose of asking, do you think that there are other entities have a concerted effort, perhaps do live in another dimension, that want to do this? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't. I do think that something very serious happened when I heard that story. Something about that felt very right.
I have an answer.
Scarily, creepily, eerily correct. So that's why I kind of bring it up, because, you know, I mean, I've been involved in supernatural things that I did not ask for, and I know that there is definitely an unseen, for lack of a better word, kind of way that things work, but they still follow the axioms of life, right? Like there's still going to be that balance, but I refuse to think that they're entities doing these anal probes and the shit that was pushed there. So that's why I feel like, you know, those two stories are kind of mixed up to kind of have half truth and half not. But I just wonder what y'all think. Like aliens, nah. Like, you know, Matrix shit, nah. Like, you know, seriously, like black and white like that.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Do you really want the answer? And I'll straight up tell it to you. I'll straight up tell it like it is.
I'm asking to get to the brass tacks. Yes, I want to know the answer to what y'all think. Yes.
Yeah, I got it. I know what I'm on to say.
Hey, listen, can I say something real quick?
Hold on, you ain't saying nothing, Adam. You had answered first, man. Let me say something.
All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right,
go ahead, Adam.
These people are in secret societies, and yes, they're gay as fuck. That's what you're witnessing. All this anal probe shit that they're fucking talking about. That had nothing. I'm telling you, girl, that had nothing to do with anything fucking going on in any of that situation. All it had to do with is the fucking sex. All it had to do with is the fucking sex that they had to fucking keep the ritual going. Does that make sense?
Well, see, if that's the case, there's been going on with the music industry and all kinds of things of that nature.
It's full of fucking gay shit, dude. Come on, man. Come on now.
Man, you heard what they said about Tupac and Quincy Jones.
Stop giving the day. We just talked about this on last. We just talked about this on the last live stream on my channel, right? Now the day equates to the Sentinels or the agent or the motherfucking what's the nigga name was in the Matrix?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, the North.
Morpheus, Agent Smith, the one that kept duplicating himself. Who?
Yeah, man. And they everywhere. So stop giving they the power. If you are not, I can't express the fact. I can't stress the fact that when I'm talking to you, I hope that you know that I am talking to this. This is a conversation between you and I. Like the day, we got to stop doing with the days. I keep telling you about the days.
Hey, look at this, P. You and I.
You heard me?
Yeah, I feel you, man. Look, it's where you and I gotta become the day, and we are the sleeping giant that's letting them control the whole of the day. It's like when we all wake up as a whole, which we are the day, the little them, they won't be able to be the head no more. You know, the 1% controlling the giant body.
Man, you got me. Gotta be the all you, man. If you ain't Neo, if you ain't the one, you will win. Like we just said, man, if you don't know that you was that Neo, that you was that 0-1, that you was the motherfucking balance of it all. If you can't put yourself in that position and you keep on talking about the day, what did I tell you about the day? They ready to put their foot in your motherfucking shoe. They ready to put their motherfucking foot in your shoe. Meaning they want to walk in your position. They want to have the shit that you're entitled to. The shit that you keep giving it up. That you steady thinking
everything that naturally exists here. We all give it up.
Okay, yeah, I ain't got my computer up right now, so I don't know if I can screen share. So I was trying to see, pull up the sales again, like I showed up the sale. What I was showing them with the sale, just look up a human sale, right? Look up the human sale and pull up an image and pull it up. Or we can go at any sale to this. But this is the outlook of it, because we all equate ourselves to ourselves or to their selves or themselves or whatever the fuck the sale you want to put yourself in. You feel what I'm saying? But you got to stop putting them in position over you because they ready to do it. This is when you acquiescence in. You're giving them the authority to have control over you.
Hey,
You
look,
giving
hey,
them the
Hey,
authority to
damn.
be able
Hey,
to tap
hey, hey,
into
Huey.
you.
Hey, Huey, that's some
Listen,
deep. Hey, real quick, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep going, but that's some deep shit. Cause I swear, I was just thinking about it. This shit, and you right, man. Cause it's like, hell, fuck being a damn lab rats. I feel you, man. I feel you.
it's like the dude who was in the Matrix, right? I mean, who had got set free, and he was like, "Fuck this shit, bro. I just wanna eat some motherfucking steak and just goddamn look at a pretty girl and do what I need to
yeah,
do." Like you
ignorance is
giving them
bliss,
the
though.
authority to control you now. You giving them the authority to tap into you anytime that they got feel like the system is being threatened. Meaning that you're going to let them take control over your body, so you're going to do what they telling you to do.
Yep. Look, hey, look at this. Look, you just said you gonna do what they tell you to do, right? This is voodoo, and this is where
Yes.
the humans that we are, we live in the body. You know how they make the voodoo doll? They make you a little version of you. You hear me? And they prick
All
that
ritual,
motherfucker with needles and shit.
it's
But
all
look, they make
Yeah.
you do what they tell you to do in your own body. Certain people,
Yeah.
if you don't listen to them, they'll gun you down. They'll even prick you with the sword. That look, like just imagine that sword playing. When you stab me with the sword, you hitting me like I'm the voodoo doll. You literally killing me. Ouch. Oh shit. You didn't
But if you
stab
ain't
me in the
vibrating,
heart with this mother.
you gonna
This is
feel that.
voodoo, man.
You ain't
I
vibrating
just
high enough.
took
You
that.
gonna and you gonna fold. You feel me? Because you don't think that there's nothing out there that's better. Because you waiting. You don't know that you Neo, so you waiting on the Savior. It's like the motherfuckers who got free, but they all in Zion looking at at Neo work. They can't believe he got to the ability that he got to, because he realized that he was more than just himself. He was everything in the Matrix that the Matrix is trying to keep him from being, and that he can control every human being that he let have their own free will that wanted to be inside the Matrix, and he just would let them operate. As soon as that they would try to operate as the agent, he would fuck their ass up because he knew that they was them. This is how you know that you the only thing that can kill you. He knew he the only thing that could hurt him. You feel me? The agent, the motherfucking Matrix is obsolete. You got to
It's
do away
like,
with the whole program and become the program director or the programmer who was a
Hey,
fucking digital programmer.
I like what you saying, Huey, man, but I had a
hey,
go ahead.
Here we going in though, my boy. You going in?
hey,
Keep
hey,
going,
hey,
big
one,
dog.
one thing I just wanted to ask, like in that movie, in the end, why didn't we get to see everybody wake up that was in the pods on the other side? We saw everybody wake up again inside of the Matrix, literally. But I may be tripping too.
no, you're not
Them
tripping.
motherfuckers.
You did see it. You
No,
seen everybody woke up.
that was the ending.
You seen everybody woke up, so woke that they still had to stay asleep because he was the all-seeing eye. He knew that he was the one, and that everything inside him was still operating inside his part of his program for him to operate within it. And he knew once he went inside that motherfucker, if anything got outside of the norm, he would start glitching, or he just knew what it was. You feel me? An agent or something was around. Like when I be I be out and about, I can see a cop from nowhere. I call that motherfucker out. Like, nigga, you a police, nigga. I don't give a fuck about you. I know you
Real,
sitting around. We out here
real,
smoking shit, but you 12, nigga.
Mm,
real shit.
I
Real
feel you,
shit.
P.
You can call that shit what it is. You know it's motherfucking a snake amongst the body. It's just how it goes. It's an agent always around because they know your vibration. They can see your energy light. This is what the 5G shit is for. You feel me? So it can detect into your insight. You got to know that you are a circuit board putting off energies and vibration and a signal. A signal
Word.
can be what? Tapped into. If you ain't controlling your motherfucking
Hey,
signal, your frequency wave, somebody else is tapping into you, and you are getting controlled through light frequencies, sound waves, vibrations, and all other fucking kind of shit.
Hey, hey, and look, you just said currency wave, right? Currency is what? Money, dollars. You know the word
energy,
dollar
energy, bro,
is,
energy. You can generate energy through a current. You got enough current running through a wire.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
That's why they call it currency.
Yeah.
And look, currency is money. They call
That's why
money dollars, right?
you gotta wire the money.
Look. When you say dollars, you saying flip it around, you get R dollars, and everybody's controlled by the dollar. So if it's look R dollars, everybody is being puppeteered by the killing of the trees and the perpetuation of witchcraftery, money that where they say the money talk, you could just shut your damn mouth. It literally did silence the human race, and you will let money pay a dead family member off. Motherfuckers take
Yeah.
that money and let it silence them to the very, you know what I mean, existence of the children they put on this motherfucker. Go ahead. But yeah, dollars is our dogs. And them dogs got money on their mind.
See, we gotta keep our stuff on our own mind. Where did sister go? Did she leave? The real leave?
Everybody
I'm
in
here.
here.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was just on the phone real quick, but I'm here and I'm still listening though.
Okay, yeah. So
Hey,
like Matrix, yeah, nay, whatever you want to think. Don't give them no motherfucking power. It's all about you. What I tell you is it is some other shit that's going on out here. It's a lot of shit going on out here. A motherfucker might want to tell you that it's some bullshit or a pseudo or whatever the fuck it is. But look, a lot of people only deal with the physical and they leave the goddamn spirit alone.
That's
But
the
your
thing,
motherfucking
family.
shadow,
I don't get
your
that's exactly why I asked because I want to know because I feel like there's this continued pushing of like a vulnerability. I don't look at it that way. I just like to talk about it to see like what people are thinking. My force field is completely protected. Of course, we have to be careful no matter what. Like, just because of the simple fact that we have lungs that have to breathe in air and the air is contaminated. Just off that, we have to be
they even
careful.
tell it that's like the
But
Matrix shit. Like,
when it
are we
comes down to
breathing
like
air though?
give it right,
Are
but
we
when it comes
breathing
down
air?
to actively, well, okay, that's another question. But when it comes down to actively giving up energy and directions, like for example, I've gotten clowned numerous times for not watching certain so-called popular movies. Why? Because I know that those things are specifically for the reason of draining and tapping me out, and I just won't do it. I don't care if I'm not up on what everybody's talking about, or oh, okay, yeah, no, I've never seen that. I'm sorry. No, I don't listen to that person. Sorry, like these types of things. The things I grew up understanding not to get into a long situation, but you kind of realize at an early age what you should not expose yourself to because there is a purposeful thing going on there. Now, when I
yeah,
was younger, the question was, well, purposeful part, who's doing that? Right. And like, that's the part where I like to kind of really delve into. Now, at this point, I always feel like it's social. That's why I said before, I think there are other things to think about with regards to like dimension, but I think the more important part about being tapped out is a social thing. It's completely a social thing. So if those things can't get parasitic upon, right? Like parasited upon, right? So if you know how to keep your energy force field tight as much as possible, right? You know how to understand what's going on around you, how not to purposefully expose yourself and also not become privy to certain things. It's not really kind of it's not difficult to figure out. What is difficult is how do I say this without sounding like I'm complaining? What is difficult is being understood. Okay, what is difficult is walking into situations with pure of heart like intentions, and then finding out that people are still working off the vibrations that their energy is being tapped into, and it becomes this sort of game that we have to play just because we're social creatures. I mean, it gets to the point now. I'm 41, and I've seen so much happen in the last 10 years where, this idea of secluding myself while I clown on it and look upon it as, treating, I look at it as almost the only kind of way to do it. Hence why these types of ways of communicating are so popular. Social media, us not even connecting on a deeper level, which, I'm totally fine with. You feel me? Like, and
yeah.
I wonder, is that the game? Like, was that really the end game for so-called them? You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm gonna be
Detached us
real with
from
you
each
real
other.
quick. I'm gonna be quick. Just give me like 30 seconds. I'm gonna say this. I think we did something that they wasn't expecting, because they wanted to use the social media and shit to keep tabs on everybody, but we fucked around and switched it, and hell, we keeping tabs on each other and connecting and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That
It was
universal
never
thing
them.
that
It
they
was
they don't
never
wasn't they wasn't
hey,
expecting it.
it was
They was
always I and you, Q. You did this shit, bro. Own
Damn
up to
right.
it.
You too,
You feel
bro.
me?
You too.
And listen, you had so much advice that you created devices, right? This is devices that you had. You had so much advice that you had to add vices on. Then you had different vices, right? Other than devices that we using as devices, like this weed is a vice. Breathing or just living in this world every day is just going. Everything is a
Yeah,
vice. You feel me?
just us being in
It got.
close quarters
You
is the
feel me?
giveaway. You know what I mean? It ain't really these apparatuses, none of this technology, but it did come out of the advice. You know what I mean? P.
You
So
was
so it's
technically.
all real. It's where we would have
It was
all had to be in close quarters to stay in what you call contact.
Hey,
So
but
ain't
real
they
quick,
ain't
man.
nobody doing nothing slick with the social media.
Hey, but real quick, bro.
Can I
Real
ask
quick.
everybody
Hey,
on the
hey,
panel
real,
this?
hey, real quick,
How
Go
bro.
ahead.
many of y'all how many of y'all would take responsibility for fucking up the world today?
I will.
I never even think about that.
I'll take my responsibility for what I fucked up.
I'm talking about complete. I'm talking about complete
You take all the
responsibility.
blame.
Fuck going on for everything that went on good and everything that's going on bad in the world. Take responsibility for it. Who willing to put
Be
their
real,
fucking
man.
foot
I'm gonna be real, bro. I never
I am.
do none of the
I
sick shit
am.
that these motherfuckers do, man. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, it wouldn't have got to this point if it was me in control of all this
I
shit.
think I'm hitting on to what P is saying. We got the ability to change the reality that we see though, and we just sitting back, just letting it happen type of shit. I think that's what P is. Is that what you saying along the
And
line?
to do that, and to do what Stas saying, and to do that, you got to take responsibility first. So I definitely
Exactly.
think
back.
Is that what you saying, P? Is that along the line what you
Yes,
talking
sir.
about?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes,
I
sir. Yes,
put my
sir.
foot
Completely
up
what I'm saying.
there inside
But
me.
first, you gotta take responsibility for all the foods that people eating, the money, the system that's going on here, everything that we say that's wrong, rape, all of this shit. You gotta know that you have done all of this shit
It's
at a
wrong, but
time.
you only can make an influence or impact upon the people you come in contact with. You feel me, bro?
Yes.
The world is
This
fucked
Hey,
up, but
this is
where
this
it
is why I
comes
said
with
you
you
have to
making the
control those.
difference, is trying to make somebody see something in a different light. You feel me?
see
It's
and
fucked
peep
up
this.
as it
Look at
is,
this.
man.
Have y'all ever
It's
thought
so
about how?
deep.
But, I'm just gonna have y'all. Let me just say this real quick. Have you ever thought about a way of how to raise your soul energy? Like, have you ever have anybody recognized when you get around a certain individual, or it could be anybody or anything? I know y'all was talking about paranoia a little bit ago, but I've like had experiences to where I get around certain individuals, you can feel the individual's intent and shit. Like you can just feel it like reeking off a motherfucker. Like motherfucker kind
That's
of
the energy Real was talking about, man. They start draining your positive energy
but,
by attracting that negative energy to you.
now let me say this right. What I'm saying is, I'm wondering. I know there's a way. I ain't figured it out yet, but I know there's a way to raise the positive energy to basically to where when those two energies collide, it's like a friction. It's like a friction conflict.
Hey, bro.
Hey,
Hey,
let me say this.
That's
it's kind
self
of like
control. Don't let motherfuckers influence you.
it's kind of like the
Yes.
analogy. It's kind of like the analogy I was giving, man. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with a person that they maize and shit, the cheese gone and shit. So it's like they don't know which way to go with type of shit and shit. But hell, you straight narrow and shit, so you can be that cheese and shit, man. Goddamn, it's all about how you goddamn interact with the person and shit. You try to match their wavelength and shit, and try to slowly but surely match it to yours and shit like that there and shit. Hey, I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look. Hey, look. It comes to this extent like this. Truth. Check this out. You know your surroundings and where you be at, right? You know your surroundings and pretty much how to maneuver. So you got to know how to maneuver through the game. This is what the Matrix is about, right? Because you got to know when you're gonna be at, and you got to know what type of energies you're gonna be around, because that's what you're gonna attract. Because energies, the universe ain't selective on what they giving you. It's just gonna give you everything that you thinking is out there. That shit is lingering. Anything that you thinking and you pushing that can possibly happen can happen. So you got to be the one that's control over it, meaning that you got to be the highest high and you got to be the lowest low of your world. Meaning ain't nobody gonna get lower than you. So when you around like a low environment, you got to be able to recognize that I'm in a low vibe. I'm in a low vibrational space. I'm in a gang infested area, right? Where I know they really to shoot and all of this shit, but I really don't want to do no harm to nobody, right? So for me to be able to do this, right, I got to be able to go into their zone and interact into their world with them low vibration rate at though. You feel me? I don't know.
Like a motherfucker, boy. Look, hey, that make me think like, all right, could we agree on this? All right, say the creators of this whole existence that we know. You know what I mean? All right, say God made all this, right? So out of that, the creator that we call God, you know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? Get done with what I'm saying. The creator we call God, out of that came everything, right? So the one that we deem the opposite of God, that's the devil, that's literally the most high, just like we represent the most high. Everything here is of the most high. So whenever you see unnecessary acts or everything that goes on is only happening because of the creation is created, right? So in all essence, good and bad, when you see it on anybody's face or any act of it on the wall, it's all God.
I was gonna say something about like electric, like when we talk about energy, and from my understanding, we electrical. You know, I remember doing like little experiments when you build enough friction on the carpet and you create electrical electrical friction where you can shock some shit. I bet it's a way like how they got the marble. I don't know if it's marble or DC or the static shock. I bet it's a way to raise our electrical motherfucking level, bro, to where we can develop some type of electrical power or something, bro. And also like when they talk about like when people go to jail, they put you in a cell, right? Put you in a cell, but the cell is there. You know what I'm saying? You in there getting charged because you just sitting there just storing up energy. You know what I'm saying? What if there's a way to be able to turn that natural electrical current that we already
see, bro, I feel it is. It's just like when you look at somebody's body language or somebody mugging you and you look at that motherfucker, but you say in your head, what the fuck that motherfucker looking at? That's that current right there, brother. That's that vibration. That's that electrical current. You just experience the world every day. That's your electrical current, man.
Yep, that protective energy current, like you say, like motherfucker be handcuffed to the back or he bust the wall down type of shit.
Something that makes you surprised. Somebody jump out on you and give you a little scare.
Electricity,
all that electrical energy right there.
Any electricity a positive force? Like lightning is a positive force, right? It's not a negative. That's a positive force.
Shit, it's all of them. It's a grounding force. It's a positive and negative force that's grounded and executed real fast. It'll strike your ass. This force.
So the ground, when you ground that force, that's the stoppage. So I'm thinking the ground is the negative. Anything like it's like a battery.
Nah, the ground is the neutral part. You own it right now, chilling.
That's where the current lingers.
Yeah, that's where the power lingers in a controlled state. We on the ground right now, and we are the neutral. We are the power that's steady out of that positive and negative current power source. Go ahead.
What I'm saying though. Because like when they say whenever you see a battery, the red is always considered hot. So but it's got a plus sign. So all I'm saying is that electric got to be positive. That's got to be a positive. It can't be no. You know what I'm saying? That's the positive.
No. The positive is a form of that electric energy. You get what I'm saying? Just like negative is and grounding is. You get it's all a form of that one energy. More so, but it gets spread it out in different ways.
What negative?
All kind of different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't separate. Look, this is what we losing at Star. What we losing at is separating
I'm not talking about
they
separated.
Tim, I see you in the
because
building.
energy is
What's up,
energy.
Tim?
When you go to looking at it, this is the same. So a positive and negative is just like the God and the devil. When you say that everything that happened good is the God or whatever it is you want to name to it, that's a title that they put into something that they can't explain because energy is just energy. You feel what I'm
Look,
saying? Everything is
positive.
everything is energy. Everything is vibrating so you can physically see it. Anything that you can see that's matter is
Look,
vibrating
I was
at
saying
such a
that,
pace that you can see
I,
it
I,
physically. So
I,
it's which is electric. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just moving in a different way that is forming. It came from a different code. It's just reading at another code that you just unaware at. So you seeing
look,
it you looking at numbers as a different thing or like living things like
So you react a
energy.
certain type of way according to those numbers. You get what I'm saying?
I hear what y'all saying, but what I was saying, I mean, what I'm saying is like I feel like the negative. I'm not saying the negative is non-existent. What I'm saying is the negative has the ability to stunt the fucking the positive flow. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
it don't.
no. Look.
No,
The negative is an
no.
absorbent energy. This is where you got energy and then you got an absorbent energy. It's like the shield and the sword, or it's like your voice hitting the wall. It's always a absorbent energy
it's
that pulls the negative current of power that lets it flow. You know, if your gun, if you take your bullet and shoot it at the wall, it's gonna hit that wall. The wall gotta absorb it. You know what I mean? If it's right there in the path of the bullet, but it's like um that's the flow through the door. You know what I mean? The current goes, the energy goes into the negative. You know what I mean? And these work together, and the negative allows you to see what energy is. You know what I mean?
I'm looking at it more.
Negative and positive is what energy is. You feel me? Energy is negative, positive, and being grounded. Energy don't exist without the one. Like your car can't operate
No,
with just
we don't
positive
fuck around.
energy.
Have Mike bring out his notepad tonight.
Yeah, because listen, what it is, bro. No fucking positive, right? Your car can't operate with just positive energy. You just can't operate with positive energy.
Facts.
Electric, yo,
Facts.
can't come on with just a positive energy or just a negative energy. It got to
Right.
have both of them. Your battery, a good charge on your battery is both charges is good. So when you get a jump on your fucking car, you got a positive and negative cable that need charge. So the whole battery cell can be charged. This is why your right and your left, if both of them charge, you feel me? You got to be able to charge your shit so you can be balanced and move around without your goddamn. If you was just positive, you would be walking around like this, hopping around everywhere because you would be one sided
Exactly.
like. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
this
got
is
to be.
your right and your left. You say
What you saying?
it's like yo, mama and daddy. When you say mama and daddy, you saying positive and negative shit.
Right.
Straight like that.
But they both your parents. You feel what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
was your.
that's the neutral. That's the neutral part. You know, and they got a mom and daddy that made they positive and negative energy vessel. You know what I mean? That they got to manifest through them through. You know what I mean? That's why we look like our mamas and daddies.
And the
You know?
cycle continues. You feel
Yeah,
me? The
yeah,
cycle continues. You
yep.
know? But you
That
gotta know where the cycle started from. You was the start of it. As far as far-fetched
exactly.
that you think the far-fetched that you can think that you came from your people, but they didn't come from you. It's where it came from. Because you had
That's
the
right.
ability to make your people make you, to make you, to make them make you. So you can be, you feel what I'm saying? You can
Yeah,
experience daylight so you can pass it on to yourself. And it was a whole cycle that you kept passing around because you put yourself in a mind state that was a dream because you had created everything and you had created everything so fast that you had did everything in existence. And so you had knew everything that it was, and you made a choice of what you consider what was right or wrong, but it's only by the perception of the person because everything is perception. Now let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of a right or wrong perception. We all would consider rape as wrong, right?
right.
How many people right here, right now, today, has been a victim of rape or has raped someone? and don't know?
Yeah, I ain't never damn hell no. It ain't never
Um,
crossed my mind. Shit, hell no.
Okay, so it never thought your
Ain't
mind.
nobody been, ain't
I've
nobody ever,
never
ain't
been a
nobody.
victim of that, and I've never done that to anybody either. So no.
yeah,
Okay,
never.
so we'll cross this line then. We'll cross this line then. How many of y'all ever mess with if we 40, have you ever messed with somebody 29 or 28 or 27, 26 years old?
No. So
Okay,
no.
good. Great, cool. But we know
I
that
ain't
people
40.
do. All right, it's people that do things like this. It's people like me, for instance. I always slept with older women. I always slept with older women. So was I raped? Because at 15, I was messing with 30 and 32-year-old women. So was I raped?
Wow. Well, you know,
Some will say no. Some will say yeah.
let me I mean, as a woman who would be at that age, to think of, because I was 38 before, so to think of sexually dealing with a person who was 15, I could not conceive of that. Could not
Right.
anyway wrap my mind around that in any way.
And it's definitely
It's not
extremely
up to me
consensual.
to
Go ahead.
say. It's not
What
up
if
to
I
me to.
had more things going on for men at 30 years old than I did at 15-year-old when people was at
Well,
30 years
that's
old?
the argument that a lot of people who have slept with younger people will have that argument and say there's a maturity level. And you know, I'll take it so far as to say I've heard grown men say that they saw a 3-year-old bend over and that meant she asked for it. So there's
Hell
always a
no.
way to hold on, hear me
See, but
out.
that's the same shit though. Because
Hear
I
me out.
was I
Hear
was
me out. Hear me out. No, 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 no. This is important, Huey. No, this is important.
my
Okay,
bad. Go ahead. Go
let
ahead.
me land with this. No, it's good, but I just need to land with this. So there's always going to be another way to look at it on the other side. I don't take away from the fact that a lot of people who are mature tend to attract older people. So that just on what you're saying. However, it's not up to me to say whether you were raped or not, okay? Because that's a little bit disrespectful. Because if it has not traumatized you, then I can't call it rape.
Right.
But I definitely can say there is something motherfucking wrong with a woman who is 38 fucking a 15-year-old.
No,
Yes, there's a problem with that.
I said she was 30.
You know, if
30,
she's anywhere over
15
25, I
years.
mean, even then I'm pushing it. But let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. But if she's anywhere over, like, honestly, if I really want to be honest, if she's anywhere over like 20, 21, 22, I'm like, she's attenuated in her whole way of dealing. You put her over 25, something's wrong with the bitch. Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I chime in real quick? I was
Well,
gonna say on the example you gave,
like
Huey.
younger women.
Hey, real quick, Huey. On the example you gave, no, in that case, there you wasn't raped, man. In that case, it was sexual harassment on her part. You know what I'm saying? That's all that was. Cause hell,
What if
I ain't
I
gonna lie.
initiated?
I ain't gonna lie. I had a chance to fuck my English teaching down when I was in the 10th grade and shit. I should have, cause a couple of my homeboys ran a train on it. But damn, anyway, then you know what I'm saying? Here, you know that's what that always is. That's sexual harassment on a minor. You know,
Man, what I don't,
that's
yeah,
bad on
that's what
her.
I would say the same thing because I couldn't mess with a girl younger than me. I always mess with a girl my age or older. You feel what I'm saying? Like me personally, I can mess with no younger girl or definitely no girl in her 20s because I got kids in that age bracket. So I wouldn't feel is like that don't even make sense to me. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
So
don't
like,
make sense.
To keep it.
You got to be a necessary one that, has control over oneself. You can't be like that's where you become in that beast mode. People that think like that, you
right?
are an
Because
unnecessary person.
I see these young
I want to
boys
keep it a
right
buck
here
real
where I'm
quick
at in the
for a
city, bro.
second.
These young men be predators on these young women, bro. And I can't see them.
All of them,
They
a lot, know what I mean? Like the whole man,
Hey,
they
hold on,
be
hold on.
50 and 60 years old messing with these little girls, man.
Let's just check
man.
it though. I don't condone none of that shit. But what I'm saying, it was a
Man,
time.
you know, people over in Vietnam and India, they got wives that's like
That's what,
14
that's
and
what
they
I'm. That's
like
what, but
goddamn
hold on.
45.
Hey, no,
Man,
that's what
I
see,
I'm. That's what
know.
that's
I'm
that.
getting ready to
Hey,
say.
hey,
There was a time though, man, where motherfuckers like kings and all these emperors and shit was having wives 13, 12, and all that. I don't condone this shit, but I'm just what I want to.
hey,
What
but
I want
Star,
to pose this. I want to pose this question real quick. Are we saying this because of that's the way the law is, or is that an actual thing, a thought that we came to on our own? Is that something that we just
nah,
we,
hey,
we,
My
we
Star,
no, my point was
Star,
my
Star.
hold
That's
on,
that
is
hold on.
weirdo shit. That's weirdo shit,
Let me
man.
just finish this right quick, bro. What I'm saying is, have we attached our feelings to the shit that we've looked at the world or the society to say is wrong, and attached our same sympathies towards that same thing to feel that same way? Like when was the time where you was where each one of us decided that was a wrong thing? When was that time where you say, "Oh no, this is wrong"?
Well, there's a reason why there's a law about it, because people are fed up with it happening. So they passed a law.
I'm not answering my question. I said what time. I'm talking about for each individual. What was the time you as an individual decided?
Because
I agree with the law on this one. Maybe not the punishment, but
no, that's still not answering my question.
Well, what are you getting at? It seems like you're kind of trying to justify it to me.
I can answer your question.
I said when was the time when you came to your conclusion to say that it's wrong? That's
I
always thought that shit was wrong because I look at it like this.
You try to say I'm trying to justify it. No, nigga, listen to the goddamn question.
Hold on, check this out. Let me answer the question.
Well, I was reading between the lines. I heard your question. I think it's wrong.
You putting words in my motherfucking mouth, man. Don't do that shit, bro.
Hold on, man. Check this out.
Listen to the motherfucking question, nigga. That's all I'm
saying. Well, why you gotta yell though? We're just talking. Let's try not to yell. I've had enough yelling today. Let's just talk.
Calm down, man.
Trying to imply.
Yeah, chill out, yo. He's just trying to clarify.
Fuck up out of here.
Oh, let me answer. Can I answer the question?
I've been waiting to answer the question too, but you go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
go
okay. Go. Let me go.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put it to you like this, and this is the simplest way I can put it, man. You remember the movie The Color Purple? Do you honestly think that's right for us to be doing that shit? That I can just go to your house right now. Here, if you had a 14-year-old daughter, and I say, man, I want her. How much you want for her? All right, cool. Man, come on, man. That shit ain't right.
I never said it was, bro. Y'all still not here.
How about what you saying? That's how it was back in the day. Yeah. No, man, a lot of people got sold in slavery at young ages and became wives and were pregnant young.
No, he's saying, when did you personally come to the conclusion that it was wrong? You
feel what I'm saying? I think it came through my parents. I think my parents instilled that in me. Where they got it from, I don't know. But I wasn't really reading law when I was a child.
Right. So what I'm saying is, it just makes sense to me that shit. If I'm 15 and I'm messing with a girl who was 15 years younger than me, that she wasn't even born when I was 15 and doing shit that I was doing. So when I was 20, this baby wasn't nothing but 5. So how can I mess with a 5-year-old? That's how my mind.
Yeah. Even if you don't go back into the time. Like, even if you don't go back in time, just to think, like, if I think of myself as a 21-year-old person, that's why I was, like, even stretching it out just to say, like, not to be too harsh of a judge. But honestly speaking, as a 21-year-old person, even thinking about dating somebody who was, like, 17 just seemed really, like, just a backwards move on my part, right? So you got to think about the mentality of somebody who's already reached past 30 and they're dating a 15-year-old. No. Oh, I mean, whether or not somebody, hang on. Whether or not somebody, let me just kind of like just wrap it up with this. Whether or not somebody's selling somebody into another family or going back into like the past, any way to justify the mentalities matching and that being cool, it's a look down. It's a downgrade for the older person. And at the same time, if you want to flip it to being a predator, it's surely that too. You know, anybody can manipulate somebody younger than them and be the coolest thing in school. That make them cool? Does it make it acceptable? No.
That's what I'm talking about. You said it right there. And the fucking manipulation that you can do to a fucking younger person with what you done been through in life. If you
don't know,
right, Huey.
If you don't know when you came to that conclusion, just say so. That's all that shit.
What? No, it has nothing to do with not knowing.
Nobody said they didn't know. You supposed to know right from wrong when you get a certain damn age. What you mean, bro?
Hey, y'all.
I don't remember anybody saying that either.
Hey, look at this. Look at this. Manipulation can make a grown woman feel like she got raped. Hold up.
Yeah.
Manipulation is deep in the motherfucker.
Yeah, but but it's different when you can manipulate an older woman who done been through something, and you're an older man that been through something. You feel what I'm saying?
The messed up part is that if you're bonding with the person, but manipulation is there as a foundation, then there's a fundamental problem. And if you want to throw in the age gap, it makes it an even worse problem.
Agreed. Yep.
Yes.
And you can
something to be critiqued.
You can manipulate them no matter what age,
something shameful.
They are.
Yes. I ain't talking nothing about like manipulation is It's like dealing with logic. You know what I'm saying? You hear to manipulate, but not like people do it today. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
hey, listen. I'm gonna put it like this, man. It's like you 30 years old, man. How else could you hook up with a little 15-year-old girl? Like, man, come
ain't
on.
no hooking up with no little
You
15 year
trolling the
old.
playground. You trolling the playground for
In your head,
20 minutes.
bust.
Like,
Right,
come on, man.
that
That's some
15-year
weirdo
old little
shit.
girl ain't got nothing in common with what you got going
Yeah,
on.
like,
You
come
feel
on.
me?
She can't even get in at some clubs that you
You
can
feel
get
me?
in. At. Like, come
Can't
on,
get in
bro.
nothing.
That's some
Can't
weirdo
buy you
shit.
a drink,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. That's some
Come on
weirdo
now.
shit.
So ain't what age,
And
man.
they
Common
can't match
sense.
you to, right, because they can't match, like they're not matching you. They're not actually approving of you and saying, "Hey, I like sharing space with you." They're caught up in your whole, like as the older person, whatever this whole thing you're doing is, they're caught up in that. That's where the manipulation comes in. That's why
Yeah,
a person has to be a
so
person of
now if
extremely low
you can't
self-esteem to want to get off on that.
differentiate chat, that's your problem. You know, you got some things going on with you. If you like little 14, 15-year olds and trying to get them to goddamn watch a movie with you.
Attenuated maturity, loser, just losers. That's it. Straight up losers.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man. That's what I'm just saying. That's all about perception because a
I want to throw
motherfucker will
something
still
else in
go.
there if I could. People who
You
have
what I'm saying?
been people who have been
Oh,
treated that way when they were younger, right? Like their first sexual experiences, and I don't speak from personal experience, but I've heard enough of this to say that yeah, it's got to be a thing, right? Where their first sexual experiences involve that type of a grooming and manipulation. Therefore, they get turned on by that. So the pathology continues, right? A lot of pedophiles come from this point of view. You know, a lot of those sick bastards, you know, men and women both, right? Will come from a point of view where it was done to them, so it's sexualized. They have to kind of revisit that to kind of turn on something in their brains. It's still sick though. I mean, I can explain a lot of shit. It doesn't mean that you can excuse it.
It's also used as an excuse. I think when people get caught, they're like, "Oh, well, I was the victim when I was a kid," and who knows if that's even true. You know?
Right, right. Yeah, that's definitely got to be part of it too. Yeah.
mm-hmm. That shit deep. Hell yeah, because motherfuckers will still go turn around and goddamn go fuck with a 22-year-old. It's the same difference. You still manipulating that young lady in that mind state. You feel me? Even though she's grown and got the right to it, motherfuckers to think that that's right. You feel me? What I'm saying? It's just like still a baby and she coming into a right instead of goddamn being a leader or a fucking what would you say, like a
Well, a
fucking
pattern breaker, because there are a lot of people who have gone through that who don't do it. So, you know, not
Hey yo,
following the same thing.
peace,
Oh
God.
no, it's Bullets Gotti up in this bitch. Don't start no trouble with me tonight, okay? Hello.
Hey, what's up, sweetheart? Today is my birthday.
Peace.
Happy
birthday. It was, thank you.
What you do, God?
It was good, God. How you? Peace.
He in the building. Peace.
Yeah,
Peace.
son. I had a couple of drinks, my nigga, so I kind of
Yo, so I'm pretty sure you've been tuning in, bro. So what's your sentiments upon that? Like if a dude's okay, I'm gonna give it to you in the best way. Do you think it's appropriate for your 15-year-old daughter? You know what? Let's not say 15-year-old. Matter of fact, is it appropriate for your 19-year-old daughter to be dating a 37-year-old guy?
If she 19, she do what she want to do. I can't control no 19-year-old.
Oh, okay. So let's go. Okay, so let's go to the 14
No,
30
not saying that she can do what she want to do. We know that. I know that she can do what she want to do.
He not getting
right.
I wouldn't agree.
Now, if she 15, then it's a problem. It's gonna be a problem with that. But if she 19, I can't control her. She her own woman. She doing her own thing. If she in love with the dude, I ain't gonna force and jump in there. And I believe in, you know, what the good word said, man. A man is supposed to mold the woman. So basically, if the dude is older than the chick, then he molding her to be the woman that he wants her to be. So I respect that. Any man wants to mold a woman to what he wants her to be. That's the principles of life. Now females might got a problem with that, or men might got a problem with that. But if you want a woman to be molded and what you want. It's like a creation that God's giving you the duty to create this being to be what you want. I have no problem with that. So if my daughter dating a 31-year-old, and she 19, I give him the permission as long as he treating her right, he feeding her, he paying for her, he doing everything he got to do for her, and she take care of him. What the hell do I gotta jump in and get in the business and start arguing with this dude? I'll be looking stupid because that don't got nothing to do with me. She made that choice as a grown woman. She a grown woman in my eyes. She ain't a kid no more.
Nah, man, I ain't with that shit, boy. Me personally, I ain't with it. Me, I ain't with that.
Hell yeah, nigga. We were South. We about to
I
have
mean,
what?
real talk, man,
Hold
bro.
on. What? I don't
Right.
think
It's in
so.
the gray area there.
No, it's not happening.
I
No.
don't see how
Man,
y'all
I
don't
be
see it. That
seeing
ain't
these
no
dudes
weirdo
messing
shit, man. That's some
with
weirdo
girls,
shit,
all
bro.
the shit, man.
Okay,
I'm
hold
telling
on. But
you, that
look,
shit
what if the
is
nigga
man.
rich? Then
This
what
suck.
you feel like don't
That
matter?
ain't weirdo shit. Hold on, God. That ain't no weirdo shit. Cause you gotta realize something, man. The Western ideology told us that's weirdo shit. Before this Western shit, that's what we was doing before that. It's
That's
slavery.
what I
Man,
was
I'm
Hello,
saying
saying,
too.
man. These niggas
you
on
know what I
Wait a
mean?
minute. Wait a minute.
You know
What
what
were
I
we
mean?
doing before that? Sleeping with 13-year-olds?
Alright.
Is that what you mean?
See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
That's
hold on,
still
Queen.
they
weirdo
Hold on,
shit.
Queen.
misunderstand
You
this
don't
shit, man.
understand. You don't
That's what he
understand. You
was
don't
saying
understand.
That's
because
what
My
I'm
I
great
remember
asking.
what
back then.
hold
That's
on,
what I'm
hold on, hold
asking.
on, hold on,
They
Man,
can
hold
that's
on.
have
my
their
son.
little
Let me
daughter marry a guy if
let
they
me
if
say this.
they
Let me say
wanted
this.
some
Let me
goddamn
say this.
cows and
Before
goats and shit.
before before
So
these white people told us that was wrong, before all of that,
They don't say
black
it's
people
wrong.
What's
They
the
so
that
do
he
you're
not
said
talking
say
before
it's
that
about?
was
What
wrong.
wrong.
is
Now
black
that
you trying to
people
say
evil?
it was right.
that
It
Just
That's
was
so
what
I
I
wrong
just
was
need
today.
to
saying. That's what
hold
I
understand
on,
what
was
you're
saying.
Now
When
you
did you
trying
implying
to
come? That's
that.
why I
trying to
was
say
hold
it
on,
was
saying.
Let him
That's
okay.
why
finish.
I
hold
was
on,
Now
saying.
it's
Queen.
not
When did
okay.
you come
Let
to
Hold
the
on,
him
hold on,
conclusion?
finish.
When
hold
did
on,
you come to the conclusion yourself that it was wrong? That's what I was
But
saying.
what does the
That's
hold on,
it
hold on,
that
hold
to
on,
but
us
God.
it's
all
common
refer? Hang
Yo,
on,
sense.
hang
stop.
on.
Hold on,
If you
Just
are
hold
hold
on.
on.
Let
Just
me
a
let me
programmed,
simplifying question.
hold
Oh
on.
my
Let me
gosh,
explain
really? Like,
something. Let me explain
no, wait.
something.
Before you explain something, I'm just asking what the that and the it you all refer to it. I don't understand when you say that. That was okay before this. It was okay. What are y'all talking about? It that what?
Listen. Before the white man said it was wrong and Western
What's the
ideology
it?
corrupted our people, just let me
It was
explain,
wrong. What is
Queen.
the it you are talking
Hold
about?
hold on.
Okay.
When a man married a younger woman and he was an older man, parents, I want to say, sold their daughter off. They married their daughter off the men that was prominent in the black community. Okay, this was in the 20s, the tens, in the hundreds, the
and
1900s to
that's
the
facts, but it
1800s.
doesn't make that
That's
shit
been
right
going
though.
on. My great
You know what I'm
grandfather
saying?
was
That
older than my
motherfucker
great great
saying
grandmother. So I
marrying a
mean,
goddamn dude that's
this
15
is this
years
this
older
what
than
this what. But
you
hold
know
on,
what I'm
God.
saying?
This been going
I
on in
get
the
what you're saying, God,
and
but it
everywhere,
doesn't
man.
make that shit right. It happened, but damn, it doesn't make it right.
Hey, but see, KU, that's why I gave the example earlier, man. All of us
Like
done
the
seen that
shit
movie.
happened.
All of us done seen that movie, The Color Purple, man. That shit ain't right,
Man,
man. Come
that
on,
shit
man.
happened for real.
Yeah, that shit
But
happened
but
for real, man. That shit ain't
But
right.
the color purple is in everybody's family, man. How many people in their families, great
Oh,
grandmother done married
bro,
an
that's
older
some deep
man?
shit.
So you saying
That's
that
the
shit right?
South, man.
You saying
That's
that
what the
shit
South.
right?
But listen, man. That's what our ancestors did. That was the South. That was a time and a period.
Man, no,
Okay.
they didn't.
So what
Who
people
tell
gotta
me?
But
understand.
we
Tell
can't really justify things in a social reasoning with a moral stance, right? So we're talking about the moral
Yeah.
reasons as to why a person would want to sleep with somebody so young.
So
But you're
Queen.
bringing up,
So
hang on, God, hang on. But you're bringing up something about how we used to do things for obvious reasons. I mean, it's kind of like using. I mean, I understand you, but I don't think it really applies to justifying the moral aspect of it
Okay.
what you saying? That we need to
or lack
believe in
thereof.
what? Well, hold on. You what you trying to say is we need to believe in Western ideology that's telling us
No,
that
what I'm
everything is
saying is
wrong.
that as a mature person, you wanting to
Yeah,
fucking
you
say
not
this,
you
bro.
gotta have a mature
That's
woman, man.
all I'm
Don't
saying.
nobody
If
want
you're a
no
mature
So
goddamn
hang on.
young
person,
ass
you
Okay.
girl.
fucking
Now,
It
hold
ain't
on.
it,
Break
it
it
has
down.
nothing
Look.
to do
So
with
fucking
hold on.
kids,
So hold
bro.
on. Yo,
ideology.
Having
knowledge.
sex with
It
Let
has
me
children is
break it
nothing
down.
to do
nasty.
with
That's
But
what I'm
that.
saying.
hold on.
It
Let
has
me break it down. Let me
everything to
Hey,
break
do
it down
with
before
the
you break it
knowledge.
down,
Let me let
pause
me
it. Put
break
it
it
this
down. Let
way.
me break it down the knowledge in the Queen here. Let me break it down, okay? In your Bible, in the Bible, whatever, in
I'm not
religion,
a
right?
Christian, brother. I'm a
All
spiritual
right.
person. I am
I'm not a
God, nigga.
Christian either, so it's not
So let
my
me
Bible, right?
so let me break it down in the
Talk to the
Bible and in
Christian.
the Quran too,
See,
okay?
this
Let me
is what
break it down.
bothers me is when
All
people
right.
try to
They
start
try to
grabbing
bring
in the
religion
sky
in.
and
If
going
that's the
into
No,
case,
no,
then
no,
they
no.
explain
Jesus
what we're
then.
Because
talking about here. You don't have
because
to
They
do
but hold
that.
calling
on.
Jesus
I'm
then.
simply
No, no,
saying
no.
that it makes zero
Not
sense for
really.
you to use that
But
justification
We
hold
on a
on.
talking
moral
about
But
the
disgust
but
shit
hold
when
not
a
on.
person
fucking
has to
But
right.
go
what I'm
down when
And
they
I
saying
have
want
is,
to hear
OG
what
with
he's
a
going to say
fucking
though.
children
old young
pulled
ass
out.
but
girl
hold
that
on.
you
Y'all
30 something
yelling
years
and
old.
screaming. Hold on, y'all yelling and screaming. Let me break it down for y'all, and y'all can understand. All right. So let me get my composure and let me break it down. What I'm basically trying to tell the both of y'all, you and the queen, is okay. Y'all may see it wrong because Western ideology told you that was wrong. Okay. Before Western ideology got in our mindset, it was not wrong to marry a woman that was younger than you. Because, right, I
That's a
We're
said,
not
fact.
talking about marriage,
But now
and
what
we're not
common
talking
sense
about what
is,
right. And it's not about
is
marriage and
like
social structure. It's
so
about
what you
what
trying to
happens
say?
in a person that they want to fuck children. It becomes
But
a
but
it
but
becomes
but
an issue of
19
what the mentality
but
it
is.
becomes
19
a
but 19
disease.
but
Now
hold
you
on
want to fuck every little
but hold
young
on
girl around
19
us?
but 19 but
Exactly,
19 but
knowledge.
hold on, Queen.
Exactly.
Yes, it
Yo,
becomes
But
a
hold
Jahi,
on.
I don't
disease.
even know why
You
you're
try
bringing
to
it to
fuck
that
all
type
the
of
young
logic, man.
girls.
Like
Come
we're not
on.
even talking on that level. Like
But hold on.
Hey, I got a little money. Just take a little bit, change
When did
clothes.
19 become a kid?
no, we were talking about a 15-year-old boy and a 25-year-old woman. So I don't know
Why?
where you
But
got
hold on. Oh,
this
so if you
equation.
talk
No,
about a
you hold
15, but
on.
hold on.
No,
But if
man,
you
I
talk
don't
about a
give
Nah,
a
you
15-year-old
fuck.
got
I'm
me
not
boy,
here
letting
talking
my
about this
19
but hold
year
on,
old
Queen.
daughter
If
Year-old
you talk
woman
fuck
about a
getting
15,
married
2
off into
30
this
year old
but hold
dudes.
on.
profitable
I'm
But
not
family
what
with
is
letting
sheep,
that
wrong?
happen.
mutton, and
I
meadows of
know
land.
that
We're
she
not
was
But
even
hold
got
on.
a
talking about that.
sophomore
But hold
in
on. You
college.
yelling and
If she's
screaming. Yo,
19,
my
she's a
dude.
sophomore in
Yo,
college.
knowledge. Yo,
I'm not letting her
God.
sleep with a
Calm
30 year
down
old
for a minute.
dude.
Calm down for a minute, God.
It don't
Let
make
me explain something.
okay.
I don't see
Go ahead.
nothing wrong with a 15-year-old boy sleeping with a 25-year-old woman. He learning the way of life and how to be a man. So if he's swimming in that pool,
Man, so
fucking
so
with a
you don't see that as sexual harassment on the woman's part of shit,
hell no.
taking
Hell no.
advantage of a man.
I had
Come
sex with a
on.
30-year-old
Yeah,
woman.
but that's still perverted side on the
I
other
slept with a
side too.
30-year-old woman. So hold
But
on.
she
I
taking
slept with a
advantage of that little boy.
no,
I
no,
mean,
she
Yeah,
but
not.
I
No,
can
she
see
not.
it.
No, she not.
I
No,
can
she
look
not.
at it and be like, oh,
No,
my
she
son
not.
getting that old ass
No, no.
pussy.
See, see,
You
see,
know,
see, see,
I get what
see,
you're
see.
saying.
That's some corny shit though.
how
Because
the hell is that corny when this chick
you would want.
when
But hold on, you would want your son to get some pussy, and if
his
it's from an
age,
older woman, no.
He can
He
get a
ain't no
pussy
woman.
from a girl his age, man.
yeah,
Why?
what the
But
Girl
fuck?
his
listen,
I
okay,
age
fuck
okay,
can
listen,
She
get
listen,
don't.
listen,
She
pussy.
don't.
listen,
What
See
you mean,
I
bro?
listen,
fucked plenty of chicks in high school. I ain't had to fuck
you.
no
See
30-year-old
y'all
chick.
dudes. See y'all dudes not understanding. Y'all looking at it. Yeah, he can get it from a girl
Man,
his age.
they responding off of emotion, man. They ain't
Let
using
me
no
tell you
logic, man.
something.
listen,
Come
If
on,
you
that
listen,
shit
get
listen.
you
stupid.
get
Hey,
Listen
some
what he's
what
saying
what
though.
what when that little boy get that woman pregnant?
Okay, just check it out. Just check it out.
see
Look.
y'all
Okay,
do
as a
Now that
father,
see.
woman going to jail, right?
I think
And that
let me
little
explain
boy
let me
looking
explain
stupid and
something
that
to y'all
woman
dudes,
locked
man.
up. She should have known better.
Let me quote something. Let me quote something from the homie, man. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it, man. Age ain't nothing but a number. And that's always has been in the hood.
man,
Age
you on
ain't
some R.
nothing
Kelly
but a
shit,
no
man.
ain't
Age ain't
nothing
nothing
but a
but a
number.
Hey,
season.
R. Kelly. R.
Hey,
Kelly
Well,
fucked that whole goddamn album, didn't
you
it's not
only
just the
born one
number, and
time.
the
You only
number's a
born
measuring
one
Can
time.
I
stick.
We
say
just
something
talked
real
How
about
quick?
long you
that.
been
he? Hey, them
alive?
motherfuckers was
Look,
on a tour bus
So
back then,
so
right?
let me tell you. So let me tell you something, man. If he 15 and he getting some ass from a 25-year-old, let that young man
yeah,
get that ass. That's something that any young man would want. Some older pussy,
yeah, I
man.
got some
So
too.
salute them.
And listen, I got some too. But check this out.
But you can't be
That
trying to
is
teach the kids and want to fuck
this is
them
what's
too,
wrong.
man.
Let me say something,
I ain't
bro.
got
Nah.
no
Let
problem
me
with
say
that. I
something. Let
got
me
no
say
problem
something
with
real
that.
quick because I gotta make this point real quick, bro. Because
I tell him
this,
to wrap it up too.
listen, this
Put
is
some
what's
Jimmy
wrong.
hats on.
Listen, that
Yeah,
saying right there, bro.
but it'd be wrong if it was your daughter, right? Somebody sticking dick in your daughter, it'd be wrong.
Hey, and
I
that
don't give a
right there
damn
is a
about.
slap in God's face. Your
I'm
condom,
just saying.
your condom
And
put
check this out.
your condom
Listen.
let you get
Men
away
is
with
different.
shit.
Hold on, let me tell you something, God. Men is
Condom
different
is
from women.
dust.
Men is different from women. So if a man man want to go out there and venture off and go out there and go conquer something, and it's older pussy, let them go conquer that, because that's what men's supposed to do. Women ain't supposed to do that. So hell yeah, I'm gonna have a problem. My daughter is sleeping with a 30-year-old man and she 15. Hell yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
That was my whole point from the beginning, man. That shit wrong.
Yeah, okay,
but
yeah, that's what we were saying. Yeah, it's a problem.
But I don't have no problem with no boy having sex with a 25-year-old woman. It's different. We as men That's what we supposed to do. It's called
It's the
conquering.
same thing, though, bro. This is what I'm talking
It
about.
ain't
This
the
is
same.
what's
It
wrong.
ain't the same thing. It
It
ain't the
is the
same thing.
same thing, bro.
It ain't the same thing,
I'm saying
God.
that because
That's
bro.
unbalanced.
Let me say this for 1 second, bro. All right, damn. All right, now I done did it. I was in your same shoes. I'm the person who we was talking about. I was messing with a 30-year-old girl, and I just brought it up just for the point of just bringing up the mindset, just to see what people mindset was at, right? And your mindset is what's wrong with the fucking community because this is the mindset of the fucking Christians and the motherfucking niggas who believe in the Bible and the Quran because they think that what they back in the days that this was the shit that they was doing and it's okay.
Yeah, so if
And
they
y'all,
fuck a girl, they can say, "Oh, well, they used to do it back in the day." You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
tell you, yo,
yeah,
Huey.
they trying
Let
to
me.
utilize that
Facts,
because that's
facts,
what they back
facts.
in the days they what they was doing because they put a whole bunch of shit from what they was doing back in the days that you trying to go on. And that's what got you dazed because you trying to go off of what's back in the days instead of looking on what's reality right now.
Listen,
If
Huey.
it's wrong for your daughter to be messing with a goddamn 30-year-old woman, it's wrong for your goddamn son
I
to
don't
be
got
your
no business.
15-year-old son
Huey.
to be messing with a 30-year-old
I got
woman,
no
bro.
business. I got no business being
Not on your
judgmental to
son
no
part.
man. But hold on.
Not on your
But,
part, but on the lady's part, because she should be old enough to be able to get
nah,
a
I'm
man.
not going. I'm not going to knock her. I'm not going to knock her. I'm gonna be proud of my son, and all I'm gonna tell him is make sure you got condoms. That's all I'm gonna tell him, straight up. I'm not going to knock her.
Man, that ain't enough advice to be telling them.
I'm gonna kiss the little nigga on his head. I'm gonna give him a hug. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm proud of you, baby. I'm proud
Well,
of
you
you.
shouldn't knock him; he would be the victim. But yeah, I support people's right to have different different ideas of morality. I'm just saying,
Hey Tim,
you know,
Tim,
yeah,
let me explain something, Tim.
please.
Listen, we need to stop being judgmental. This is what America has put on people to be judgmental. I don't care what a person do in their bedroom. That ain't my problem, and that's not my business. So whatever you do in your business in your bedroom with whoever you're sleeping with, let that be amongst your bedroom. See, we let America get in
Nah,
people's
man.
personal life.
I'm
Nah,
not saying
But
anything
that's
wrong
man.
with
ignorant.
judging
That's
It
like
people.
has
saying
nothing to do with
To
America.
be
That's
honest,
somebody's
you as an
religious, then you
I have
should
individual,
problems
bash
man.
them on their
judging this
morality.
though.
You
They
as
say
an
they have a right to be a
individual.
teacher and a scholar and all these other things, and that's just a no.
Can I please give
That's
a
that Christian hypocrisy that people love to eat up and then accuse other people of dealing with. Man, Jai, you
I'm
crazy,
telling
right?
you,
Like you really are.
No,
But
I'm
happy
not.
birthday
I'm
anyway.
not
Like
crazy.
you wilding
Yo,
out.
Queen, I'm not
Yeah.
crazy.
Terrible point.
hey, look,
Because you
man.
accused the hypocrisy of Christianity on us, but you just demonstrated it like 3 times, in like 3 sentences. So no,
Listen,
no.
who talking about Christian
Oh,
hypocrisy?
I'm listening. All right, I'm
This is in
listening
hold
carefully.
on, Queen.
That's
This
why
is
I
in the
feel
Holy
convicted of what I'm
Quran. This
saying.
is in the Quran. This is in the Quran.
That's
This
what
is
Yeah,
I
in the
yeah,
told
but
you.
I'm
Bible.
talking about beyond
Okay.
all of that. You know,
So
you're
I
looking at
tell you, I
constructs to
tell you,
judge,
that
but
is
you're
the
using
mindset.
those same constructs to make your point. It's
because
hypocrisy at its finest, and I don't
because
get it.
that's the act of God. You know what I mean? That's
All
the
No,
act
right,
of Allah.
I got to
That's
hear
not
this.
the act.
can I please
How does
give
that
an
Okay.
work?
example
How
real
does
quick?
that work?
So we go
Matter of
back
Right.
fact,
and we
I'll give
look
it
at
right back to you.
that's the act of God. That's what
Can I
Allah
no,
taught us
it
to
ain't,
do.
man.
Jahi, can I
Okay.
please give you an example real quick? Just
Yeah,
one
what's
quick
Man,
up?
that
example.
is
One
crazy,
quick
man.
example. One
That is
quick
the
example.
mindset.
Man,
And I'll give y'all the
you
mic
make
after
a
that.
monster out your little boy. Your little boy running around horny now,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
ape
That's
Okay,
shit.
right,
hey, hey,
nigga.
Quick,
I
hey.
always
That's
say you
right.
can never trust
What
the
if
Mets
that
fan.
30-year-old lady got down fucking with
This
some
dude out here
Hey,
rooting for
can
the
I can
Mets.
I give him an
You the
example
I'm
real
from
ruins
quick?
your little
Queens. What you
baby
Can I give
life.
him
expect?
an example
He
real
be
quick?
a lot
Real
of
ashamed
quick.
shit
to
that
say he
comes with that,
experienced
man.
it.
Real quick. Look, take it like this here, Jahi. Say you had a daughter, say me and you was the same age and shit. And I started dating your daughter and fucking your daughter. Would you think that was right, man? Like, come on, man. We went to school
Listen, I have a
together, hung out
conversation.
together and
Listen,
shit. And I'm
I have a
fucking your daughter
conversation.
now.
No,
But
he says
Quinn,
daughters are different.
I have a conversation with you, and if you understand from the conversation we having, you know that's off limits. Now, if you don't know that's off limits, then I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. We just gonna handle it like men. That's it.
That's
I
what I'm
don't.
saying. That shit wrong, bro. Come on, man. You and
But
this nigga the same age, and then your 19-year-old daughter say, "Yeah, this, and that. This my new
I
boyfriend."
don't
And
listen.
this
If she
nigga 38,
19,
and this
but
nigga
listen, if she
38. Come
19, I
on,
know.
man.
But
They
hold
used
on,
to the
bro.
same
If
age
she
as you. Come
19
on.
and that's my man's, and he know how to treat women right, I don't got no problem with it.
Man,
Wow.
bullshit.
Hey,
When
but
your daughter 19,
What
you be
the
like,
but look,
hell?
hell no.
hey,
Did y'all hear
Just
that
what
bro,
you
shit?
look,
saying now,
it's
Did y'all hear that
hell
shit?
no, man.
hey, look, and
That's
then you
still,
said
bro.
she 19, but then you said age ain't nothing but a number. This is where this child can be 19, but at the brain not. Look, at certain times you gotta realize what you're
Facts,
saying, man.
facts.
Listen, who,
It's where
brother,
a
hold on,
baby can't lay with a grown up.
Mons. Who am I supposed to be to tell anybody who and not to sleep with? I'm not God. I don't have that permission
You
to do
are God.
anything.
That's your fucking daughter. You brought
All
her in
right.
this
Yeah,
Your
well,
world.
it's your
own
family. You
conscience
are
is
the
gonna
ultimate
tell you not
Man,
guide.
to
what
I
do
the
don't
this,
want
fuck,
to lay
man.
down
man?
the law in
He
your
was
own family.
What you
What
mean,
are
man?
I
what else
know.
would you do if
You
you
are
So,
can't stand in
God,
your own
man. You brought
family? Are
her
so
you
in this
kidding
see,
me?
world.
You have
it's
to be a really young person to talk like that. That's crazy talk.
no.
Your
That's
own
being that's
conscience will
Understanding your
tell you
power
not
as
to
a
get on
human
top of this
being
no.
and
child
as a
or whatever.
god would
That's
dictate
being
you would infiltrate that in your family. Are you fucking kidding me right
Man,
now?
I,
that's
I,
being
I
rash. That's being
honestly
a
Yo,
can't
but
rational
believe
happy
thing.
you
Hold
said
on.
birthday. I'm
that.
not gonna come down to you hard on your birthday. I'll come down to you hard tomorrow, but not right now. Happy
That's
birthday.
that's 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 that's
Wait,
being
I can't
rational.
believe he said that shit, man.
No,
Did
hold
y'all
he
on.
might be
That's being
drunk.
a no. Let me explain something. If a man is having sex with a 19-year-old woman, not even a girl, that's a 19-year-old woman,
they
and
be
that's
the
my
same
friend,
age
I
as
don't have
the
I don't
fucking
have
Bro,
no
that is
father?
not
problem with that.
mindset at 19.
You know what I mean? I don't control a 19-year-old woman. That's a grown ass woman. You know what I
Man,
mean?
bro, that's some weirdo shit, man.
That's some real shit. That's some real nigga shit. That
Man,
ain't no
bro,
weirdo
man,
shit, man.
hell no.
What
My
the
daughter
fuck?
19. She not fucking with no 30-year-old,
What
man.
the fuck?
Yeah, my dog. Hey, by the time you 30, you should have your own shit going. You should have your
You
own.
can
You
have
know
a
what I
couple
mean?
bitches about 27, 28, 29 that's
This
got
is
them
why.
trying to holler at you or that you talk to a text on a
Listen,
regular
let me tell
basis.
you something. You know how many dudes that's in their 50s, 40s, even 60s and 70s got 19-year-old girlfriends,
And we don't
20-year-old
That
say
means
shit like
girlfriends.
that.
right.
And hey, we
You know
ain't
what I'm
saying that
saying?
shit, but
That's weirdo
them
And they
motherfuckers
sucking
be
the
doing
life
that
out of his
shit.
old
And,
50-year-old
and
dumbass.
I mean,
They sucking
and I mean,
everything
and them
that
and
old
them
ass
chicks,
man.
They
and let me
You
tell
draining
you
you
that
ain't
something.
never
shit,
seen
man.
a
Come
you
on,
You
ain't
know
man.
when
never
I
seen a
become
young
50,
woman
let me
with a
tell y'all something.
50-year-old man
Let
and
me
they
hold on, hold on, hold on.
relationship was
Hold on. When I
serious.
become 50, I don't want to be with no woman the same age as me. I want a
so
woman that's
you
younger
don't
than
plan
me.
on getting married. You don't plan on getting married.
Man, I
I
ain't
want
never
I
seen
want
no
Why
to
not?
real
I
Why
want to
not?
marry
Why
relationship
not?
where it's a
I want to
young
marry
ass
I want a
little
young
girl
woman
and a
that's
grown
gonna
ass
take
man.
I want a woman that's gonna take care of me, that's young enough to take care of me and feed me while I'll be an older
Hey,
man
show
that
me,
keep
show
me
me where
moving.
that exists, where it's just
I'm
cool and
about to
it's
say
existing off
because
the
we
top.
can't
That's
speak
Where
how
on it right
this
that's how
now.
little
they do
girl,
Her
that's how
fucking
they
look,
do in the
daughter took too
motherland.
look,
far.
Hold on. That's what they do in the motherland. They got younger wives. Shout out to the
mm,
motherland,
mm,
The
Africa,
mm,
man.
motherland. The only
mm,
reason we
Man.
mm, mm.
calling it the motherland is because they said it's
Girl,
motherland.
that's
I ain't
totally
know that's
fucked up, man.
motherland, man.
Hey, can I say something real quick, y'all? Let me say something
Go
again
ahead,
because I
you.
gotta make
Your
a
motherfucking
point to
daughter had two grandpas to go
listen.
to, and one of them her motherfucking boyfriend. Come on, man. Two
This
grandpas
is
call him sugar daddy.
this is what I
Yeah,
say.
you
This
daddy.
I don't
You
mind being a
old
sugar
looking like the
daddy.
sugar daddy.
Let me tell you something. I don't mind being a sugar daddy. Ain't nothing wrong with being a sugar daddy. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, cause you
Long as she give
older,
me sex every night,
Stop. Please
ain't
say that
nothing
one
wrong with
more
that.
time. I want that shit on record. Say
cause
Ain't
that
you
one more
older,
time.
you
ain't nothing
sitting back in the
Hey,
middle
ain't
you
nothing
go
statement
ahead.
controlling,
What you gotta
ain't
say,
nothing
big
wrong
bro?
with being a sugar
and
daddy,
you
man.
ain't
She
got
give
no
me
more
sex
life.
every
You ain't
night.
got no more
Ain't
spunk in
nothing
your
wrong with that.
ass.
You know
And
what
you
I
need
mean?
to be sitting with another 50-year-old woman
Oh
who got the
shit.
same
Man, be
Oh
with a woman
shit.
your fucking age, man.
Oh
damn right.
man.
See, you need to tell all the brothers that's walking around with young women and tell them be with women their own age. Because a lot of these dudes
Man,
that's
they
in their
know that
40s
shit.
and 50s and 60s and
Man,
70s
they know
got
that
young
shit.
wives, man. They got young wives and they living good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they ain't
and
living
them
good.
look,
They
They
and them
living
fucking
young
good.
up their
wives
lives,
today
man.
are materialistic
Because
young
them girls
ladies
are
who are
overweight like a
draining the life.
TV baby.
They sucking the life out these old men like the
Talking
corporation
about the
sucking the life out
motherland
our
sugar
ass.
daddies, man.
And they stripping at the club and buying Gucci purses. God damn it, fuck all that bullshit. We need grown ups and we need children. We need a
Man, on the
operator
radio,
will the
motherfucker.
archie where the
Yo,
damn levels is separated and who's running and
drain
shit.
your ass.
You can't have no young ass
It's gonna call one
in
of
my
her
bank account.
fucking good.
Man, my bad, but she can't be pointing all in my face. I'm 50-year-old. She slapping me up. You know what I mean? Sucking all my damn bank account out. You know what I mean? Then look, man, excuse my graphic, but you know, she sex me up, then go sex your young ass up. This young, tell me where you see the relationship where young and old is
Somebody
cohesive.
just put in the chat, Dr. Sebi had
Yo,
a
Dr.
child
Sebi had young wives, man.
Dr.
Okay,
Sebi was a goddamn devil.
okay, well then that shit was
Shout out to
wrong.
Dr. Yo, watch your mouth. Shout out to Dr. Sebi, man. R.I.P. Dr. Sebi.
No, but I'm saying that shit was wrong. Just because he's a great doctor and all this and that don't mean
that make it right.
Sleeping with a young woman, that doesn't make it right
shit.
because it's Dr. Sebi. I say the same shit if it was my daddy or anybody else.
Can I add
like
this
me
point?
talking to my sister or my little cousin. I can't relate to you, woman. You not my dad, mom. Come on now.
You hear me?
Hey, listen, y'all. This is what's wrong.
Dr. Sebi is my hero, man. I want to be just like him, man. R.I.P.
Let me see your Superman. All I'm saying, I'm just expressing my sentiments, bro.
Hey, and hold on. The motherfucker that got AIDS just fucking all the kids, huh? I mean, the motherfucker that got the cure for it.
See, why you hating on Dr. Sebi? All them women.
I ain't hating on Dr. Sebi. You said his name.
No, but let me explain something. Let me explain something about Dr. Sebi because I didn't say his name, but let me explain something about Dr. Sebi, man. Dr. Sebi had younger women there. You know what I mean? He was a much older man. But so what? They was treating him good.
Ain't no so
you know
what.
I mean?
It doesn't make
he was living good.
Man.
And he was living. Listen.
Boy, he was your bishop. And combination,
acknowledge
fucking all them young girls out there.
Dr. Sebi was looking youthful, man. Dr. Sebi was looking good, man, on that island, man.
It doesn't make it right. Dr. Sebi could be the first dude to reach $1 gazillion. It doesn't make it right.
I guess I can't get my point across.
Oh, Huey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I can't get it in. I've been trying to say this shit for the longest. I'm gonna forget the damn point. But I'm trying to make this fucking point. Because this is what's wrong with the Pan-African or these so-called as goddamn Muslims or these so-called as Christians. This is what's wrong with this religion. This is what the fuck wrong with all these motherfuckers who believing in all these other niggas and got so much energy to rather to bust a nigga head.
Here you go again, Huey.
Let me just speak 1 second. Let me just speak. Because niggas is always ready to jump the gun and do a head bust or do a head cap or do something about a fucking Noble
I want to bust your head for what you said about Noble Jew Ali, nigga. What you mean?
Damn. Let me just get my shit. Goddamn, say something, bro.
Go ahead,
God damn. This is what's wrong with low vibration ass, supposed to be woke religion ass niggas out here, bro. It's the same thing with these Hebrew Israelites and these motherfucking niggas. They think that they supposed to control these goddamn women, and it's their fucking right because this what the fucking books say that they have the authority to. When it's a whole bunch of motherfucking lies, and they still want to goddamn follow this bullshit with this fuckery, man, and think that age ain't nothing but a motherfucking number. Dumbass shit. A dumbass way of thinking. Thinking that it's okay for a motherfucking man to be messing with a fucking young ass woman when you can be with a goddamn woman your age. Why do you have to be with a woman that's 20 or 20 years old and you 35, 40 years old? You can't get a woman that old because you can't handle her because she's too mature. You got to get somebody else who you can fucking manipulate.
They weirdos.
You're fucking weird.
You want some fuck bullshit. You want some fuck bullshit. You want some fuck bullshit right now.
Look, when you think about it, you'll find the young. Look, if this was a young lady that was
real life, Tim Truth. What y'all?
Hey, listen at this, man. If you was to have a young lady, your young daughter come up in a family where look, you got to marry her off, right? Now look, your baby 19. Look, you as the king trying to marry off your baby to this other king's son. Now your daughter like, fuck that, like I don't want to be married off to the, you know what I mean? to this motherfucker. Look, his age or not. I mean, her age or not. She don't want to be controlled. She gonna make her own decision. You hear me? As a young woman with morals and standards, a lot. What I'm saying is, a lot of
See
people
y'all
that
niggas.
is
See y'all
missing the
niggas on some weak
tool.
shit. Y'all niggas on some weak shit.
See,
Y'all niggas
what
about
you on? What
provision.
you on is
Y'all about
just.
provision
It
over here,
has
nigga.
nothing to
Look,
do
you
with the
said
weak
you would be
shit, man.
proud of your
You know
young
you taking
son fucking
advantage
on
of it.
a
If you
grown
fucking
woman.
the girl is 19,
Like that's
and
gonna
you
make
know
you a man. That ain't gonna make your
that girl
son a
head.
man.
You know that girl has no experience, man.
How old are you? Hold on. How old are you, bro?
Man, you know that shit, bro. He just trying to goddamn call us some clown ass niggas because we don't agree with that bullshit. Nah, man. I don't give a damn for my daughter.
No. Knowledge, man. Knowledge, man. This is what I don't get with Huey, man, because he was saying some bullshit the last time I was on here about Noble Drew Ali, and I got pissed off about that shit the last time.
Hold on.
Fuck you too.
What about Noble Drew Ali?
Same shit that I told you then. I still stand on the same shit I told you then.
And you know the moles gonna come for you, nigga. You know the moles gonna come for you, my
man.
Fuck, that's your goddamn leader, nigga.
You can't be worried about the next man name like that.
See,
let me do shit for nigga. The nigga not gonna come save me, nigga.
You got to worry about your own name, man. You can't be talking, man.
No. Noble Drew Ali saved a lot of brothers' lives, all right? He gave a lot of knowledge to like good brothers, man.
Hey, but listen, Jahil, we not gonna have no more bill, bro. Let that shit go, man. Let that shit go.
No, I'm letting it go. But you know, I hate when brothers like the
man, I hate
the Nation of Islam.
It's cool.
Israelite.
It's cool. You love Noble Drew Ali.
You know what I mean? Because what people don't understand, it's mind over matter. You understand what I'm saying? So if you feel like a brother is manipulating a woman, it ain't about that. It's about a brother guiding a woman to the promised land.
But
you
fuck
feel what I'm
that,
saying?
ain't gonna be no mind over matter between 19 and 30. Ain't no mind over matter.
To the promised land. You fool.
Promised land. You telling that girl foolishness.
You know what I mean?
Straight up,
some of these sisters is lost. Let me hold on, Huey. Some of these sisters is lost, Huey. Some of these sisters is lost. They've been in abusive relationships. They got daddy issues. They got, you know what I mean? A lot of them is in a strip club. A lot of them are sexually frustrated. So they need a man, they need a king to come and save them.
Hold on, you said they got daddy issues, and then you want them to go get with somebody that resemble daddy? Two old men, huh? Look, this man may have the same issues that those children got with their daddy. This old 30-year-old man, they have children just like
it's about helping.
You gotta put the cycle on what you're saying, and this ain't just tied to no little fuck in the room, man.
Moms, you gotta understand, it's about leading lost women to the promised land and helping them get knowledge of themselves and know they self-worth. A lot of these women don't know they self-worth.
The father can do that.
So you helping them get to the promised land by giving them some dick?
Yeah, giving them their self-worth, showing them their self-worth. Now you say, listen,
no.
You don't know. See, Hold on.
I don't know why Drew Ali.
Hold on, brother. Hold up.
I don't know who Drew Ali and get you this way of thinking.
Hey,
the promised land? What are you talking about?
Where did I say anything about dick?
This is a fucked up way to represent Noble Drew Ali.
Hey, Tim, we talking about, is it right for your 19-year-old to be indulging or activities with a 30-year-old?
But knowledge. Hold on, knowledge.
Hold on. Tim, that's what we're talking about. So I'm
No, I think that's an interesting question. I think that's legal, isn't it, for a 19-year-old woman to?
Yes, it is. It is.
So I think that is a gray area. I wouldn't like it.
But you as a father,
I would have to take into consideration the man and
that's right.
My daughter.
That's right, Tim. That's right.
But I just worry, like, if we give them an inch, they take a mile. So, I wonder where they're trying to go down the road here. But if
I like Tim.
Hey,
Tim, you my brother. I love you, man. I love you, Tim. You talking so true.
That's true.
It's legal to have a driver's license, but that shit ain't fucking real law. That's just no good.
Huey, the problem with the community, man. We got a lot of weak niggas in the community.
Hey, you gotta realize what we saying, bro. The whole thing is you cannot.
going
lay
by
with
this
some.
religion. They
If
going by
you
this religion ass ideology, and they think that age ain't nothing but a number, and they want to go parade around and go fucking prey on young ass
See,
women.
let me explain something to Huey,
And then
man. In
next thing you
Africa,
know, all these
hold
young
on.
ass girls trying to go for older ass
Fuck
men because
Africa.
Let
it's
me go. Hold
legal.
on. Hold on, knowledge.
It don't
Let
make
me
it
go back
right,
to the
man.
motherland. Let me go back to the motherland again, man. See,
Fuck
the
the
Here we
motherland.
go,
motherland.
talking about the
All right.
motherland.
Let me go
We
back
are
to the
in the
motherland.
motherland. This is where I'm
All right.
from. This is my
All
motherland.
right. Yeah, I understand that.
Who
But
told you what was right and what was wrong, man?
so let me explain in the motherland before we got on these shores. You know what I mean? And let me explain something.
We've
In
been on these
Africa,
shores, man.
all right, hold on, knowledge. I know that too. But like I was saying, knowledge, that brothers had multiple women, multiple wives. You know what I mean? And y'all may call it manipulation, but if you look at the pimp culture, all that came from Africa, man. All that came from Africa. They just flipped it around and turned something into pimp culture. But all that is what the
So you
black
telling
man
Yeah, I
me
mean,
was.
but you gotta realize
hey,
they culture
this is
the
compared
whole
to our
thing with
culture.
the
That's
whole
why you
thing with
can't
the
say
pimp game, man, is the whole thing with the
all
pimp game is the man is the one getting pimped.
listen. This shit was
You
right back then, right?
man,
Man, it
you
was
ain't
right back
man,
then. Now
y'all.
listen, I'm listening to you, Jahi. This shit was right
Mhm.
back then. But now in this day and age, it doesn't make it analogous to 1620 when people in Africa in these tribes weren't as primitive, intelligent as we were, or we as now makes
No,
it right, man.
I'm wondering,
nah,
I'm
let me tell
Hey,
you something.
It
I
doesn't make it right.
I believe,
It
I'm
doesn't
knowledge. I
wondering,
it
believe
doesn't
what
make
Bob
it right.
Marley said, man.
I'm
I
wondering,
don't believe in
It's
the
history.
Western ideology.
I understand
Knowledge.
what you're saying.
I'm wondering when people created their list of what's right and what's wrong. Like
That's right. That's
when
right.
did people do? When
hey,
did people do that? Who did? Who did? Where's your
Yo,
list
Star,
of?
Because
talk your
most
shit,
people
hey,
man.
don't
look at
know
Talk your
this,
shit,
look at
what's
Star.
this,
right and
man.
what's wrong.
Niggas
Time
ain't
frame of that
cave
shit. I'm
in shit.
wondering.
Have you ever
Who in the
seen the
world was
pimp?
right
Hey,
and
have you
what's
ever
When
seen
wrong?
did
the
y'all
pimp
If
when
you
did
line?
see,
y'all nigga, when did y'all niggas create your list of
if
what's
you
right and
see
what's
somebody
wrong?
being stabbed on the
When?
street and you fuck
When?
with that
When
person,
did
you
you
gonna go
make
help
your
that
list of
person.
what's right and
You
what's
these
going
wrong? I'm
right to
niggas
help
wondering.
that person.
That's the question, nigga.
If you see
When?
an old lady being beat,
When,
Mm-hmm.
bro?
you
When
want to
did
help
you make
that
your
old
list,
lady.
bro?
If you
When
know
did you
her
make
being
your
Mm-hmm.
list,
raped,
bro?
bro.
When?
I
that's
want
what
to
I'm
know,
saying
Star. I
by
want to
the
know when they
law.
made it right or wrong, Star. I want to know too, man. I
Yeah,
want to know
I'm with
When
you,
did
because
you
Star. I
make
see what you're
your
saying now.
Hey,
because let me explain something like Star
hey,
saying and Tim is
where
saying,
do
man.
you see
Yeah,
the little elephant getting it on with the grown up elephant? Never.
Hey,
Where
man,
do you
hey,
see
It
man.
the
don't
See,
make
where
you
do
on
you
sense.
some
see the
simple.
the
You on
young
some
male
simple.
cub getting
Just
it
because the
on with
road was right back
the
then don't make it
lioness
right
cub?
right
Yo,
You
now.
Maj,
don't
You
you
know what
don't
I'm
you
saying?
gotta stop the
it's a
excuses, brother.
level where the parents are and the children are, man. You hear me? It's an age bracket that don't
Listen,
got a number on it.
and one of the satanic laws, I
What?
think it's the eighth satanic law, you should not harm little children. And if
Hey,
I have a daughter that's 19, she has experienced 18 cycles upon this earth realm, which is Gaia. She's still a child in the
No, she
influence
not
of the
knowledge.
world.
No,
Yes,
she
she is.
not, man. No, she not, man. She a grown
Bro,
ass woman.
bro,
She making her
bro.
own decisions.
man,
She
but
could
see,
leave out
see,
your
She
the thing
thinks
is
house.
she
this,
She
is,
making the
bro.
decisions. Come on, man.
but see,
Hold
Jaheim,
on. Kids
but
making their own decisions before 18, bro.
Let me lead her to the promised land and get her right and get
but
her
where,
knowledge.
but
You hear
You
Jaheim,
like
me?
little
but
girls, bro. That's
Jaheim,
fucked up.
Jaheim,
You're a
where's
pedophile.
your morality at, bro?
Who
If
Where's
said
you a
anything
where's
about
pedophile,
like? Who's
but if you
Hey,
a pedophile,
that's like if you got that knowledge, you need to be giving it to
Yeah,
your
it's the
son,
same shit
who you
R. Kelly
made with a
did, man.
woman your age,
exactly,
and
bro?
if you a
he'll
dirty,
pass that knowledge to that young woman, not you.
You
You get
cool
your
listen,
with
ass
listen,
out the
listen,
way.
listen.
You
She
talking about taking
19.
them to the promised land? If you got so much dick and so much pipe to lay,
he
you
ain't
should have been a lady and had
he ain't
children
at
by
the
this
promised
time.
land.
Your
How the fuck
children
you
gonna
Nigga,
play with
the
that
nigga,
young
promised
she
land?
woman.
19. Nigga, she
He
19,
don't even
nigga.
know the
Yeah,
promised
and your
She
children
19.
19
She
too,
ain't no
and
god.
you
She ain't
30
no
and 40 and
goddamn.
50.
I don't give a damn what I am, man. She 19. She
Man,
a
man. You
grown
can't
you
ass
take her.
woman in my book.
You
I ain't
can't
going to
take her
jail
to
for
the
no
promised
19-year-old
land.
girl.
You gotta
That's
take
a
her
grown
through
woman.
Noble.
19 year Come
you
on,
You
man.
going to the promised land through Noble Drew Ali. You can't even get there. How you gonna take her? You gotta get permission through your savior to get her to the promised land. And you can't take nobody to no promised land.
Oh my
Mic
goodness.
drop.
And
Mic
then
Yo,
and
drop.
Huey,
then look.
Mic
Huey,
drop.
you angry, man. You an angry brother, man. But I understand you coming from that simp culture.
Hey, this
You
my
know what I
wife.
mean?
Going
And
in
Hey,
on die,
Man,
you
hey,
ain't
hold on, wait,
hey, look,
stop,
this
man.
my
We ain't
wife.
gonna be doing that,
This,
man.
Who coming from
look,
a
me and
simp
my
culture?
wife is the same age, nigga. We've been together for 17 years, nigga.
yeah,
This is what I'm talking
nigga.
about, nigga. We the same exact
You
age.
need another woman in that house, man. You need another woman in that house,
Man,
man.
you on
And
some
get it
young
right.
head shit,
Yeah,
man. You on
yeah,
some young head
yeah,
shit.
exactly. Another woman that's on her own merit and not. I bet you, your wife ain't gonna let her come in. If
Shout
she
out to
right
brother
there, they gonna be
polite.
fighting like a motherfucker.
I'ma say
You
this.
ain't
Shout
let
out to
that.
brother polite.
I bet that young 19-year-old ain't gonna be able to stumble on in your shit with your wife. Or let's see
Hell
what
no.
she say about it. Are you talking all that shit? Let's see what your wife say. You should have a wife on the side of your ass. Let's see what she say about that
Hey Maz,
19-year-old.
let me ask you a question, man. Why you got a problem? Why you got a
I ain't got a
problem
problem. I'm just
with
saying
brothers?
it's the morals and standards that you supposed to stand on. As you
Like
being a
that's
father
that's the same
with
thing. Hold on.
children that age.
That's the same thing with people getting on with R. Kelly with them two 19-year-old and the 20 and
I
the
ain't saying
23 year
nothing
old
about
woman.
R. Kelly.
All right. And
I'm
I
talking
say this,
about the morals and
and I
standards that
and I say
men
this,
are to
man.
stand on, dealing
I'm
with children
I'm a
and
black
family.
I'm a black man in America. I don't deal with the Western ideology,
I'm still
which
wondering
means
where this list of these morals and these standards. Where can I
that's a
find that list, bro?
that yo star. That's coming from the white man. That's the white man
Nah,
lists
they
and standards.
embedded within your ass when you standing on top of a young woman humping on her, your ass know better than to be doing that. These are the
That's
And
why.
like
morals and
I
standards.
said,
I ain't reading no
That's why I'm
damn
taking it.
I gave the
book.
example earlier. The
This is what I'm saying. Y'all talking about a white man book and shit. This ain't got nothing to do with no man writing nothing in the book.
the
I
Why
say,
you know
Ain't
Bourgeoisie
nobody
in
talking
this
about
shit?
no
the
white
color
man. We
purple,
talking
man.
about
That's the
your
biggest
ass
illustration I
fucking
can
with a
give you.
young girl.
Yeah, that's
Man, the
all.
color
That's all.
purple,
You know
that's
what
the
I
best
mean?
illustration I
See
can give y'all, man.
y'all
That
brothers
shit
got
is
the
not
game. Y'all got
right.
the game all fucked
I'm
up, man.
chilling,
Yes.
smoking my
Oh, so
blunt.
you saying the color
Ain't,
purple
ain't
was
no
right?
game fucked
You
up, man.
saying
Ain't
that
nobody
shit
You
was
got the
right
game.
right?
now about to be fucking on 19-year-olds. Ain't nobody that pressed for pussy, man.
You got the
Who
game
them
I
women
bet
fucked
you
out
up.
here,
that
man?
young girl juicing your ass out your
Let me
bank
tell you
account,
something. Let me tell you something, man.
and she'll lay with
You
that
know how
young
many
man her
brothers?
age
Hold
if you
on.
had the
You know
same
how many
money.
brothers? You know how many brothers in the neighborhood right now is fucking a 19-year-old, or might be fucking a 18-year-old right now in the hood. They fucking
Yeah, that's because
18-year-old
them
bitches
niggas in the
right
hood
now.
Yeah,
ain't
and
got
that's
nothing
them
going for
simps. That's
themselves. What
them
the fuck
simps
else
you
they gonna
trying to
do?
say I
They sit
am.
around the hood
That's
all
them
day and
simps
look
you
at the
trying to
fucking
call
little,
me.
little young girls
Man,
ass.
but that shit ain't
Oh, of
right
course they
though,
gonna
man.
try him.
They
I
wasn't
bet you
they
they
Come
wasn't
on,
going to
arguing
now.
and she
school with them
spending
Nobody
all
in
this
the
motherfuckers,
hood
man.
motherfucking
all
money.
day.
Them lame ass
I
Them
bet
niggas.
niggas
you
need to
that.
be
So
working.
you
They need to
saying
be
it's
having a
cool to be a
job.
lame ass
Trying to
nigga?
find a woman that on their own. Goddamn woman their age.
I bet
Are
you
you
all
really saying
them
it's cool
niggas
to
in
be
the
a
hood
lame
is
They
ass
don't.
nigga?
arguing
That's
with
what you saying.
women and,
You
and,
saying
Let me
and
if
they
tell
you
you
really a
something,
ain't
Miles.
lame ass nigga, you
They
gonna
don't
get the
hey,
went.
keep
pussy
They
you
spending
don't.
get
that
You
from
call
money
them
up.
because you
lame.
got a
You
fuck
call
another
them lame
daughter
ass
that you went
niggas,
to
but
school with.
they done fucked all the bitches they age. So
You got
now
a
they gotta
fucking
fuck
nigga
Hey,
some
daughter
new
that you went to
bitches.
school with.
did that
That's
make
some
them
lame nigga
men? Did
shit.
that make them
They
men?
must ain't
Where
fucking
they at?
men
Say
if
some of
they
their
ain't
names
if
since
they
they so
fucking
thorough
on
like you yelling
goddamn young
numbers
Bitches
you
ass
all
get
niggas
in.
in the
old, man.
neighborhood.
You know, bitches get old, pussy get cobwebs, man. You know what
Yeah,
I
you
mean?
talking
Man,
about
so
your
you
mama
Hey,
and
so
your
so
grandma
fucking
or your
lame.
daughter though.
So you so
Oh,
This
fucking
women
lame
ain't got
that you
cobwebs.
goddamn
this is
fuck a nigga
called
damn
this
That's
daughter
some
that you went
crazy
to
Just
shit
school
you
with.
walking
on.
around throwing it in
disloyal
your face. Let's go fuck
man.
one of these little young girls that's throwing this shit in your face. No,
This
no,
is
fuck
disloyal
that
and
shit.
dysfunctional. This is how you know that ideology and that shit there is full of shit. Because if this is the mindset that your motherfucking prophet goddamn is goddamn preaching,
no,
I don't want
I'm doing the mindset of the black man and not living by the Western ideology. I'm a
Man,
black man. I'm a
man,
black
you
man.
the only one that got Western ideology
you
in
still
your
think
Man,
motherfucking
listen,
vocabulary is mine.
no. He solved
You
himself
keep
just now
saying
hey
ain't
doing
look,
it.
nobody else
hold
keep
on, my
saying that, and ain't
You a
nobody
lame
keeping
ass
up.
nigga.
the mind.
You
What
a
is you
lame
Listen,
talking
nigga.
about? Shit, Noble
listen,
Drew Ali
mindset.
is
Hold on,
Western
hold on,
ideology.
mindset. Let me
Goddamn.
say this real
No, Nah, no, he not, man.
Listen, that's why he still think that he black. Because his mindset, this is where I'm telling you, y'all, this is a fucking fact. If y'all don't goddamn pay attention, any of these motherfuckers out here preaching that I'm black shit or they pro shit, they sleep in a motherfucker because they ain't even smart enough to know that their fucking skin is not black.
Damn, so black you don't know you black.
Listen. We know the black word is political. That's political.
You
All
don't know
right,
that,
that's
man.
political.
You
That's
don't know that
political
about
Still,
nothing.
words.
You don't know, you
All
don't
right,
know,
but at the end of the
I,
day,
you don't know
at
that
the
about
end,
nothing wrong,
at
bro.
the end of the day, hold on. At the end of the day, I know that I'm the father of civilization, and I know I'm a
oh man,
god. All right,
yeah, all
so
the celebration and all the fuckery
so
bullshit that you
so
talk about. But
so
then you
so
want to say you're the father of civilization, but you're not God, and you don't have the right to make the decisions on what's right or fucking wrong.
no, because you got to understand something. That man made me in his image. You know what I mean? So
Man,
when I say
man,
the black man is God, the black man did make me this. You know what I mean? That's why we talk about the Yakub. You know what I mean? Who
oh man,
created white people? You know
you
what I
still
mean?
from a man's rib. Y'all are crazy, man.
Hey,
This is
So
some
hey, hey, the whole thing with the concept of made in the image or whatnot, like just look at yourself in the mirror and look at the whole. Like
I'm
I
a
know what
god.
you mean. I know what you mean, and I look just like you when you look in the mirror. And I ain't saying like the avatar, the thing you got on, I wear that too. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that ain't who I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? As far as just the mind in my own head, when I learn about
No.
society and how they
You see
dress
what the
you and all of this,
you see
and
what the
and and,
problem with Huey
and
is?
look, your whole genetic makeup. Yeah, you was made in the image of who? It's a whole bunch of people
you.
with nose forward, eyes forward, ears to the left and right, head, skull, skeleton, and all that shit. You hear me? Now we can jump on this skin title and all that shit you want to, but which image? If you want to be specific, the image that you was made in, like who really did it? You know what I mean? You see a whole bunch of motherfuckers manipulating the human genetic right in your face. It's a whole bloodline you ain't even part of.
Listen, man.
Just
I want to know.
ruling
I want to
every
know.
damn body.
But hold on. I want to know why Huey P is out here running around with a Huey P. Newton name, man. Cause
Man, that's a
last
new
I checked,
trend. That's a new.
last I checked,
Mute your mic. Jahid, you say you got an issue with Huey?
yeah, I
No,
gotta,
he ain't got no
I
issue.
gotta.
You can ask
Let
a
me
question. Go ahead.
let me say this, man. Cause if we be technical, cause I love the Black Panther Party. Don't get me wrong, man. But let's remember, Huey P. Newton got killed in a goddamn crack house, man. So how you go this Noble Drew Ali when Huey P. Newton got killed in a crack house robbing drug dealers? Let me hear
What,
something
what,
about that, man.
what do that got to do with me? What that got
Hey,
to do with me?
Huey P, didn't you say that your name
He
represent a
got
new
killed on the
tent?
sidewalk. He got killed on the sidewalk. He wasn't in the crack house, man.
But
A,
still,
Got shot in the
man,
head on the
the
sidewalk.
BGF still killed him, man. He robbed BGF, man. So let's be real,
What do
man.
that mean? What do that got to do with me?
You
What do that
want to
got to
be,
do
you
with
want to be,
me
you want to be
right
Huey
now?
P. Newton, right?
What do that got?
no, that ain't at all. Tell him
What did
about your
what that?
name. He trying to say your name is on some other shit, man. That's a
But
new sense. A Huey
right?
P.
Oh, he just want to know what. No, he want to know why he named it after Huey P. You
Yeah,
know what
because
I'm
I
saying?
wanted to use you at the time. He was somebody that I was channeling at that person at that particular time when I created the creation that I was creating. You feel me? So that's who I was channeling at the time. So that's who I was. You feel me? And that's who I am. If you have a problem with it, that's just up for your liking it. That's you. You can be who you want to be, but that's who you choose to be. Is
I
die
know,
who you want to be.
I know who
Hey,
I
can
am,
I
man.
go into a deeper
And
sense
I'm
with it,
free,
real
and
quick,
I'm fucking
Q?
me. I whoever I want to be because
Hey,
that's
You
hey,
know
my
who you need.
hey,
You
Huey,
know who
real
you need to
quick.
be banging on, man? Bang on these homosexuals that trying to knock the black man
man.
and the whole
Fuck
black man
man.
agenda,
I don't
man.
like black nigga. I don't like black niggas. Now,
Hey, this the whole thing. This the whole thing people sleep on too, man. Yeah, that whole that's where they walking red carpets in your face and lights is popping and cameras is flashing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a whole so to
I
speak.
like all men, man. I just like men people. I just like men and women, just no fucking color. Because I know that we all brown with a shade of tint. I know we're a
Exactly.
shade of brown.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm the
look at
same way.
them separation.
Yeah, the labels they make us use are so divisive.
Yeah, that shit is all divisive.
It ain't no such thing as no labels, man. We mixed race people from the earth. Okay? The
Man, ain't
honorable
no race.
the
Only race is the fucking competition, bro, and not
Ain't no
let
being a
me
such thing
race.
as race.
let me say this, man.
let me say this, man. The Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan said this a long time ago, man. Peace to the Nation of Islam, because those are my brothers. And I'm going to say this perfectly clear, man. When he said what he said at Savior's Day in 1992, that there's no such thing as a black or white race, because we all mixed race people. That's straight like that. Simple and plain. We people of the earth, man.
Okay, now tell that to the people that's talking about knocking off the mass of the people. What about that separation
They
from?
know the truth. They know the truth. They know the truth, man.
But
Like Minister
it's
Farrakhan
real.
said. Like Minister
It's
Farrakhan
real.
said the other day, man. Like last week, man. He said about reparations, man. We don't need reparations. The black
We
man
showed
needs to do
on.
for self.
Hey,
All right.
hey, hold on. That is funny where people will be like, I love everybody. Everybody's human, but everybody don't think that way, man. Some people actually want to take out other masses of people. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no fucking kumbaya. You literally have
Well, they're criminals. Yeah, no, I'm against criminals.
I know they don't fucking program. They're all the ones in the program. And they're the ones in the religion fucking cults. All the motherfucking race, all the goddamn Christians and the Muslims who talking to black power and the power to the people and all the motherfucking Black Lives Matter. And then they talking about the white motherfuckers.
I'm not
Y'all
affiliated
know
with Black
different than
Lives
the white
Matter, God.
motherfuckers who still talking about white. I just said this is
No,
as
you good.
an example, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't say you,
mhm.
but if you want to put your foot in every shoe that I'm goddamn making, keep on putting your fucking foot in the motherfuckers.
I don't like how you calling the Nation of Islam and the Moors cults,
Well,
man.
don't
Because they
like it. I
not
don't
cults,
care
man.
what you like.
The
Call
one
it what it is. I don't care
Noble Drew Ali gave us our religion, man.
if you're
Don't
honest.
fall
Like, if
back,
you don't
man.
the ones that
like,
agree
nigga,
don't see. They see him
Islam.
over everybody else.
May I say something?
What do you mean?
Please.
They know what the fuck I am. I talk to them personally. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it or no one else like it.
Huey, let real life say something.
I just want to interject. I'm not too sure where the disrespectful comment towards Noble Drew Ali came in, right? I didn't hear any of that, but I
No,
will
he's
say
talking about
this.
something previous.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. We all have like these previous like arguments, but Jahi and I also have a previous argument, right? And it had to do with supreme mathematics. So it's interesting that you guys are arguing about this. I will say this. You can bring any you mentioned I'm not too sure who mentioned the issue about Huey P. Newton supposedly robbing drug dealers and getting killed in the Project Hallway. Right? Like,
I did. He did.
All
He
right,
did.
calm down, Jahi. Okay, I'm really not in the mood to argue. I'm just trying to make a point. So a lot of that can be fed propaganda. Now, Noble Drew Ali, while I do absolutely adhere to the science attached to supreme mathematics, because it's not really up for argument insofar as I'm concerned. The only thing up for debate is how to interpret the supreme mathematics.
Real
So
life.
I
Show and
don't
prove.
hang on. Don't tell me to show and prove, my brother. When I asked you what the mathematics of the day were, you said knowledge, and we were on fucking 2 days ago. So please don't go there and stop cutting me off. Okay? You've been talking for like 2 hours straight. So just fall back and let me say what I gotta say. Then you could talk for another 3 hours. Cool? As I was trying to say, so both of these people, Huey P., Drew Ali, and the list goes on, can be looked at in two ways. A, what they've brought to the table, or B, their so-called ruined legacy. When we look at their ruined legacies, I think we're hearing, really, you're going to do this? He wants to go put the phone in a fucking washing machine while I'm talking. So, so my point is that we can't argue both things. To disparage both is to denounce what they've brought. That's fucked up. We shouldn't do that, right? But we're having
Huey P. was a goddamn drug addict.
Yo, Jahi,
Cut
you
it
need
out.
to grow up. Yo, family, you have to grow up. You
Real
talk
life.
a lot, and I
Real
do
life.
too, but you don't let other people talk, and
But
you're
hold on,
replaying
but hold
yourself.
on.
I mean, come on.
I've been talking for like 2 minutes straight.
No.
Why
She
don't
making
you just
excuses
fall
for Huey
back
P.
and be
Newton.
patient?
Let her
It's your
He's a
birthday today,
crackhead.
right? You should have
Let her
matured a little
finish.
bit. Why don't you calm down for a minute? You're so convicted in what you're saying. You can allow me to finish my point, especially when I'm crushing the fuck out of your point. All right? Now, what I'm saying is that you want to talk about your 5% of the earth, right? You want to talk about all your Moorish sovereignty rights, right? I've asked you numerous times about this. This is where argument comes from. You've never shown and proved. You want me to, right? Okay. Without having to tap dance for you, because I won't. My point is that when we have these conversations, we start talking about what's been fed to us as what happened to these leaders, or however you want to call them, these people, versus what they've brought to the table. This is a stupid ass way to argue. If we're going to talk about what they've brought to the table, which is a more valuable discussion, then we can say, you know what, for you to disrespect that, and he has brought forth a religion that has helped a lot of people, that's a valuable conversation. Can I put judgment on you? Damn right. Because I've been listening to fucking bullshit for the past 20 minutes. I've been listening to you, Jahi, continuously go to different places and troll in different ways. Depending on what the topic du jour is, you decide that's how you're going to troll. It's lame by now. Don't tell me to show and prove, family. When I asked you on the 27th, I asked you, you always want to talk about 5% of the earth. I asked you what the mathematics were. You said knowledge. So then when I told you what the mathematics were, you started talking, oh, well, are you schooling a God? I said, yeah, I am. Then you said, okay, well, let's build. I told you, no, I'm not randomly building with random dudes like that, right? You stopped talking. Now, here you are again. I don't think that I've ever seen you over here, and here you are trolling again. Why don't you show and prove? You've blown a lot of hot air. You wanted this Huey P. Newton. You want to talk about how many mixed people are not equipped to be whatever in this pseudo-internet movement that you continue to talk about. But you have the audacity to tell me to show and prove. I show and prove every time I open my mouth.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, show and prove yourself as a motherfucking troll. So why don't we start out with this? Why don't you start out with telling us what today's mathematics are, and let's go from there.
No, we're not doing that because
we're not doing that.
We're not doing that, real life. Because
stop talking
we got
now. You have given up your voice at this moment.
No, real life. You can't. We can't do that. Because we got 85ers. Hold on, we got 85ers. We got 85ers.
About that talking in code.
We got 85ers.
That's the only reason that you said that shit was because you got called out when you were talking about.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. We got the dumb, deaf, and blind in here.
Wow.
I'm not muting shit.
All right.
Step your fucking game up.
See, it's the problem. No. I didn't fail nothing.
You're the fucking problem.
See, I'm not the problem.
Now stop talking. Go ahead and play yourself. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, mute your mic, like I said. Mute your mic.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute it.
All right, Queen.
I'm gonna mute it.
All right, Queen. Mute your mic.
Go ahead and play yourself. I'm waiting.
I ain't playing myself. Like I said, when you dealing with the dumb, deaf, and blind, you can't educate these people. They got to go and seek the knowledge for themselves. See, a lot of people don't want to be enlightened. You understand what I'm saying?
We talked about this, and I told you that it's not our duty to hold back information, because if you throw pearls against swine on purpose, you're playing yourself. But if it comes up and you happen to cast the pearls, you have to let them fall as they will. And your boy Noble Drew Ali said that. So what are you really saying right now?
Listen. This dude, Huey P, is out here disrespecting Noble Drew Ali. He been up here. I was up here the last time.
You make no points, Jahi. You make no points.
Hold
Hang
on.
it up, dude. You failed.
Hey,
real quick, played yourself.
I'm gonna let y'all go right back at it. I'm gonna let you know that I just added Root or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he gonna get on, but
Root, my dude. I like Root.
Yeah,
I like Root. That's my nigga, man.
Nobody asked you who you like. Why don't you try to make a point, Jahi?
Your problem. You see your problem. You know what your problem is,
bro. I have a problem with ignorance. And with people trying to act like they're 5% of the earth and you're full of shit. That's what I have a problem with. Go back and study your mathematics and your alphabet and come back and check me. I told you that 2 days ago.
Listen. You can't even break down the 12 jewels to me. So don't come here and try to come.
Me at today's mathematics. Do you think I'm really gonna go
we ain't talking about the mathematics. Tell me the 12 jewels.
Compared to this conversation, fall back. Let the real kids talk. Because you fucking failed.
Tell me the 12 jewels. If you
how you gonna ask a question with a question?
No. Hold on, bro. Like, hold on, Huey. Hold on, cause I'll get on your ass later. But she can't even break. She can't.
That's that real quick. Hey, Root. Hey, 1 second, Huey. 1 second, Huey. Hey, Root. Hey, Root. Hey, bro. Hey, goddamn, erase your email out the chat real quick, bro. Go ahead and erase it and shit, man. Goddamn.
Shout out to my brother Root, man. Shout out to him.
Shout out to the God Root. Shout out to
Root. Fuck that nigga Huey P, man. Huey P's a bitch.
Peace and light, everybody. Peace and light.
Don't fuck me, man.
Erase your email out the chat, bro.
Salam, man.
Go fuck a young girl. Or a young boy, whatever you like.
Yo, let me tell you something. You one of them niggas.
Hey, man, we ain't here for all that.
Hold on, but you know what the thing with Huey?
Why
But
you
hold
gonna
on, Mons.
disrespect the man you can't?
You know the
How
thing
you gonna
with a dude like
disrespect the
Huey.
man you can't even
Hold on,
touch though, man?
hold
You
on. You know,
disrespecting yourself, bro.
hold on. You know what the thing with a dude like Huey, man? He the type of dude,
Man,
man.
that's my nigga.
That you
That's
ever
my
heard?
bro.
Let me explain something,
Let
man.
him
If
speak.
this was the if this was the 70s and this was the 60s, man, you know what would happen to a dude like
Man,
Huey P. Newton if he said something about the
hey,
Nation of Islam or the Moors? That man would have
Man,
ended up missing, man. That's just real
golly,
talk,
bro.
man.
I'm here right now, man. I'm still here.
that's
I was
so fucked up.
I
It's
was
just a
fucking brave
different.
in the
Listen,
80s.
brother.
But
It's just a
talking about
different era. It's a different
man,
time, and the nation is not moving like that no more, man.
man, fuck
Mm.
that, man. But they gonna come kill their own, right? Because I say fuck them, and I don't agree with their fucking shit. Because I don't agree with them fucking with little kids. So fuck you and fuck them. And I say it again, loud enough for you to hear it again, and let you know that I don't pretend, nigga. And I know that I'm the
And
one
that's
because I was
fucked up
born.
too.
Anything you want to do it, I don't fucking even matter, man. So keep on running with your fucking chit chatter, boy. Your fucking body, boy. Yo, fuck out of here, man.
I don't know.
Hey, real quick.
Listen, Huey, man. You sound like an angry dude, man.
Real
I
quick.
just don't like how people say the
No,
Moors is a
real quick,
religion.
Jahi. Real quick,
And when
I
you say
didn't
the
say nothing
Moors
about
is
a
a religion,
he
They not
religious.
a religion. That's a
was saying
science,
something in
man.
the chat.
Man,
Root
you're
was saying something in the
religious. I
chat.
said
You was
you
wrong
You
for
are
putting
already
that
religious.
in
said
the
it was a
platform, bro.
religion,
It's a
bro.
science that you know
I
so
want Root to
little
address that
about,
real
which I
quick.
wonder why you keep pushing it. You can't even
You
answer
already
simple,
said it
basic
was
See,
questions,
religious.
Jahi. How dare
I
you
don't
fucking
believe,
claim it? How
I don't
dare you?
believe, I don't believe real life
You're
is
a
really what she
fraud,
said
dude.
because a woman is not. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If
Here
you
we
come to
go
the
with another
temple,
circular argument.
if you
What? A woman
hold on,
See,
can't school
they
you?
gonna tell
I
you that
already
they
did.
no,
got
you
Hey,
can't come into
I've
Mecca
already
school.
schooled you
Hold on,
numerous
you can't
times.
come
You
into
keep
Mecca
coming
school.
back for more.
Hold on. You can't
hey,
come into Mecca
Jahi.
school and try to
Ew,
school
Let
a
Root
God.
speak on it. Let
you're
Root
so
speak
You
on it.
can't
Women
do
transparent,
that.
can
bro.
speak their mind though, man.
Let Root
Now,
speak on it
women
real
don't
quick.
have the women don't get the floor to do
see,
that. So that's why
see, see,
when when
see, that's
when
that
she
fuck shit.
when she,
They go
when
that
she
fuck
come,
shit.
Jahi,
Yeah, this dude is mad because he
let
couldn't
your
tell us
boy Root
today's
speak on it
mathematics.
real quick because
Now
he
he's
said
fucked up
you
Come
because
just
I'm a
on,
got
man.
woman.
because
business.
Yo, why don't you
because you
shut
don't.
up and just tell us today's mathematics?
Women,
Just
yeah,
start
man.
sharing
She
numbers,
done,
bro.
she done already had the flow. You
Yeah,
just gotta
let Root
balance
have the
it
flow.
out, man.
Root just
It
hopped
ain't
on.
where
Let
the
Root have
man
the
is
flow.
so
Hold on, Mars.
dominant that he can smack his
Mars.
mama.
Hold on. What I'm saying is, real life don't understand. There's rules and there's guidelines, and she
Man, let Root
violated
have the flow,
guidelines
bro.
and
Real
rules
quick, real
on here
quick.
on this
Let your boy
panel, and
Root have the
Man,
and
she
she
ain't
know,
violate shit.
Let
Tell her
your
I'm
what
boy
she
Root have the flow
unruly.
real quick.
she know,
I don't
Let Root
follow
real,
have the flow
rules.
real quick,
Yo,
man.
Jahi,
real
Cause you
life,
shut
got
up,
cause
man.
you
real
looking
life.
bad,
You
Jahi. You looking
you
bad,
know
man.
what's the flavor is.
You
Yo,
making
So
why
y'all
you
you
look
always
bad.
gotta.
Let
sweating me,
Root have the
Jahi? If
flow
I'm
real
looking
quick,
so
man.
bad, why you always sweating me all day, every day? Why? Why? Tell him why you really mad.
Y'all looking bad, man. Let Root
I
have the
told you
flow. Let
you
Root
come
pick you
cook me
back
some
up,
dinner.
man.
You
Hey,
hear me,
Root,
real
what's
life?
up, Root?
And I
Hey,
said
what's good,
no.
Root? What's
You
good, bro?
Cook me.
weirdo. You're a
Come cook me
weirdo.
some. Come cook me some rice and beans
And
and some
everywhere
Hey,
shit.
I
what's
go, there
good,
you
Root?
are, strange dude.
Man, that man
Hey, we
weird,
ain't
man.
got no problem with women. They can
Dude is
speak
crazy.
their mouth.
Thank you.
Hey, speak.
Thank you.
Women
Only root.
speak.
Let me tell you something. Real life can have is what you need. The mother your children, be a
Hey, what's
nurturer
good, Root?
and a mother and a teacher.
That's
But
that
Hey, what
trying to
up,
mindset.
Root?
school, but trying to
Hey, you
school a
here?
man, we can't have that.
That
Like
ain't that ain't
Women
the
was your
if she
case
first
was my
teacher.
here.
wife,
That's
Hold
what
on. Don't you know that
you
woman
put
was your
yourself
first
in the
teacher?
child
Hold on, let
place
me
to
say.
be schooled by a woman. As a
Hey, let me
man,
say this. Women was your
no,
first teacher, bro. Your mama was your first teacher. You know that, right?
I don't care. I don't care who was my first teacher. Like I said, if
see
real
Damn.
life,
that hey, that's
if real life,
disrespect to the game,
if real
boy.
if
That's
real
crazy.
life was my woman,
That's
like I
crazy.
said, she be in there
That's crazy.
nurturing my kids, having my
Your
babies,
mama was your
and
first
being my
teacher.
teacher and feeding me. That's what
Oh
real life
man.
should be
She
doing.
wouldn't have to do that's when you want to be a slave. You're a controller. That's what you are. You want to be a
No,
fucking controller.
That's a
I think my woman
troll.
need to be submissive. My woman need to
That's
be
a
Man, that's some bull.
submissive to me and
That's
that's a
worship me as a
troll.
god
She
and a
asked,
king.
hey, your woman will be submissive on her own merit, man. You ain't
No,
gotta
no,
make
no,
her
no, no,
bow
no,
down.
no, no,
This is
no,
the
no,
whole
no,
thing.
no, no,
This is the whole
no,
Hey,
thing.
no,
y'all
no.
should go
Look,
one at a time. Y'all should go one at a time.
These niggas is crazy, man. Y'all niggas is
hey,
crazy.
hey, hey, we going in, man.
Somebody got to be
Now,
man
now
enough to
look,
fall
if
back. Somebody got to go one
Hey,
at a
hey,
time.
let Root have the flow real quick and shit. I know Root just got on. What's good, bro?
Yeah, peace to the God root, man.
Peace to everybody.
In real life, you gonna
Peace to
become
you too, Root. I'm not talking to
my
you, Jaheem.
chef.
Peace, Root.
Nah, you don't want to talk to me because you don't want to be a nurturer and a
But when
mother.
my brother Josh say he want his woman to be submissive, ask him, is his job to how can his woman be submissive when he's submissive?
Excellent question.
No, I was just asking, like, most people that when they say Noble Jew Ali, he brought a science, but like the Nation of Islam is Muslim, so peace. But I'm just asking him, like, if a woman is supposed to be submissive, if your woman is supposed to be submissive and you submit to the will of Allah, how can she be submissive to you if you're submissive?
Let me explain something, man. What I do
Good
with me and
question.
what I do with me
Because to
and
be a
Allah
Nation of Islam,
and
you
my
gotta submit
God.
to Allah.
But hold on, I'm submitting to God. You know what I mean? I'm submitting to Allah. So basically, that's a higher being. A woman ain't a higher being to me. You know what I mean? So let's be real. And I'm being basically truthful here. You know what I mean? It's not coming off misogynistic. It's not coming off chauvinistic. You know what I mean? It's just speaking the truth. You know what I mean? Like the
But didn't
gods of
Noble
earth.
Jew Ali say Allah was in the heart, not in the Quran?
That's
Yes, it is in
something
the
to
heart.
say, bro.
Allah was in the heart.
But hold on, Root. We still believe it's in the heart. Don't when you go in the Nation of Islam
Yeah,
and you
so it's
go
not
to
in the
any of the
Quran.
Savior Day, they still believe in that. You
Hey,
know what I mean?
that is something
I
to
did not.
say though.
I'm not
But
taking the
look,
issue. I'm just trying to
when
say
you
that
won't have them two
trying to
lips
say
just
that
flapping
Allah is
on
in the
your
heart.
face if your mama don't give birth to your ass. So how could you call her a lower being than you? You hear me? You won't get to witness what we call a simple scratch on the knee as a child
Let me give
without
a
mama giving birth to your
see,
ass. And
let
this
me
is just
explain something.
respect for the game, man.
All right. So Mons, let me explain
But the
something.
only people that teach that is
And
the
some
Moors, though.
Ebonics.
So when
Let
he
me
said that,
hold on.
that is
Hold on,
true, though.
Root.
But the only people that teach that is the Moors. So when
Yeah.
my brother said that Moors is a religion, I had to say no. It's a teaching that mother gave birth to you, the first manifestation of life. That's all.
Let me explain something, Mons.
And Moors
You
is
know
the
what I
only
mean?
people that teach that as a doctrine. Don't no other black group do. I digress.
That's true. That's true. You ain't lying about that. Like I said, Noble Jew Ali brought our people the book of our own religion. You know what I mean?
He just said it
And
wasn't a
gave it.
religion.
Listen. Minister Farrakhan says different. You know what I mean?
Mm.
The Morris brothers who say it's not. It's just a science, which is true. It is a science. Okay. But what Noble Jew Ali did was gave us something that we needed as black people. Okay?
Religion. He gave you a religion.
He gave us our religion. Ain't no religion.
That's
He
what
When you
I'm
gave
say
us
talking
Noble
our
Jew
about.
Ali
religion.
gave us the religion, Noble Jew
Let's
Ali
deal
did
with
not
that.
give us no
Deal
damn
with that.
religion.
Hold on. Can I say something
What
real quick, y'all?
religion did Noble Jew
Please
Ali
let me
give us? Can
That's
anybody on this
circle.
panel tell
That's
me
circle 7
what
Quran.
religion Noble Jew Ali
He
gave
gave
us?
us the
I digress.
He gave us the circle 7. He gave us that circle 7 Quran, which we all use,
It's a
not just
science.
the Nation of Islam,
If
but
he is the
the
truest
Israelites.
God,
I ain't got one of them Circle 7.
see, that's
Or
wrong.
you should hold on.
Because you really represent the NOI more than the Moors. Noble Jew Ali did not bring us religion. He did not tell us to submit to nothing.
Yeah,
No, I'm
He
not
told us
I
saying.
to
ain't got
honor
time to
mother.
be. If a motherfucker gave me something, he gonna have to bring it to me.
Root, that's why I said. That's
You
why I
have to bring
said,
it
Root.
to my
Let
palm
I
me
mean,
and
but
give
explain
you
it
was
to
something.
saying
me.
too, though, all the mother stuff and
Other
the
than
mother
that,
this
ain't
and that.
nobody gave
The
me
Moors the
shit.
only one that teach that, brother.
I know that.
When we
I know
are
that.
on here dogging the Moors, I'm just trying to say everybody getting the mother. I would like to hear
But
Huey P and his beef though, because everybody do be Noble Jew Ali, but
Huey
their
P
teachers
is
is
a clown. Is a
fucked up.
clown. Root with that
Man,
shit.
hey,
No,
That
I ain't
ain't what
talking
we
about that.
talking
I ain't
about.
gonna disrespect him.
See
I'm just like
that's
he say Noble Jew Ali brought a religion. I just wonder what did Huey P bring?
He ain't
my
bring
I
nigga
shit.
digress.
P.
That
He got
nigga ain't bring shit.
Hold
What his
on.
mouth?
Hold on. Who? You talk about me?
Yeah, we
hey,
talking
hey,
about you,
baby
nigga.
P.
No, I'm talking about everybody. Like everybody keep dogging the Moors,
He
and we
hot.
represent the Moors.
Why you
I
so
asked,
hot at P,
what
man? He
did they
ain't
bring?
did nothing to you, man.
Let me hear the
Fall back,
question, man.
man.
hear the question.
Okay, real quick, Hugh, before you
No, I
touch on it,
want to hear
all I
about
need
I
30
don't
seconds.
I don't
I
want
only
to.
need
I'm
30
just
seconds,
like,
Root. All I
just like
need is 30
everybody
seconds.
talking about the mother, and I'm like, the Moors is the ones that teach the mother. We
Can,
don't
can
teach a
I
religion.
can I get 30 seconds, Root? Can I get 30 seconds, man? That's all I need.
Go ahead, bro. You got it, Quinn.
Yeah, only thing I'm gonna say is, man, like Root, man, many times we done chopped it up and shit. I ain't never dissed y'all, man. I ain't never been dissing the Moors or none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It's like, I guess I piss y'all off a little bit of shit because I be like, man, hey, why we can't just be people of the land? And it's like, we always go into this discussion and shit. And it's like, I'm not dissing y'all, man. Like, if that's what y'all, you know what I'm saying, want to call yourselves, that's cool and shit. But I'm saying, man, all these damn
because I know
titles and
I'm the
shit.
original man.
Exactly. Fuck these titles, man.
Who is the original man? You know what I'm saying?
That's the science. See,
You
that's what
are
people
your
don't
own
understand.
original.
Damn right.
You're original to this land. That's all it means.
That's
We're the
right.
only ones that push that we're original to this
And I
land.
fuck with the Moors, really, but when motherfucker try to just make me just like
No, it ain't the
have to
more.
accept some. Hold on.
Original. Fuck the word more. The science
Listen.
is original to this land. See, that's the only thing that Noble Jew Ali is, that you come from your mother and you original to this land. And I hate that all the more say you got to be more.
He didn't have to
That
tell
ain't
us
true.
that.
You just got to understand the science. I digress.
Listen, okay, I hear that, but just because he said that don't make that the fucking thing. I know I came from my motherfucking mama, and I was the original on this motherfucking land. I'm the original me. Can't nobody tell me that I ain't the original me. Period.
Can you please show me where you got it
Everything
from?
is its own original
Any of y'all on the panel
existence.
show me where y'all now
Yeah,
are? That's
man.
what I'm asking. We're
I
not
don't
saying
have to
Noble
get it
Jew Ali
from.
is the best, but none of y'all's
I
doctrines
didn't get it from Noble
show
Jew
this.
Ali.
None of
But
your doctrines show this,
I'll
UEP.
say Noble Jew Ali get that from that. I didn't have to tell myself that I came from my mama. I know I came from my mama. I see my kids.
Who
I know.
told you that, Huey?
Listen.
Who told you
My
that,
mama
Huey?
told me that I came from her. She told me that I came out of her.
Hey,
Listen,
and look at this, y'all. Hey,
hold on. Let me just say something.
Peace, knowledge, peace, everybody.
Go ahead, P.
My
What's
mama
up,
told me
Cook?
that
Peace,
I came
Cook.
from. My mama told me I came from her, right? And I seen.
So why
I
do
know
you got
my
to give me a
kids.
peace sign on that say Black Power and we should fight when you
Listen,
know we come from our mother?
image,
That's what the Moors teach. And
that's
then you
just
diss
an
the
image.
Moors.
Bro. That's
It just
just
don't
an
make
image,
sense,
bro.
brother.
My image for you. I say power to the people because I give power to all people. I like the fucking image. I give the
Facts.
I like what it represents. It represents
Your
one
mother's fault.
whole.
And then you dog us.
Listen, bro. I taught my own self, bro.
Facts.
Hey, you
I
got a
taught my
Where
own
is
strong,
the
self.
studies
hey,
at?
you got
Show
a
me the
strong
studies,
ass
bro.
panel
Can I see
tonight,
them so I can
knowledge.
learn it? And you
I
can't
hope you
do it,
ready
bro.
for this.
Hey,
Hold on. Say
look.
that
And
again.
I'm
Man,
more
low,
for real.
man. Hey, we
Say that
going
I'm
in.
again.
saying
Say
you
that
cannot
again.
Hey,
show me
one
where
sec,
the
one
studies
sec,
are
one
that you
sec,
got.
one sec,
Hold
one
on.
sec,
Let us
one sec.
build for a
Hold on, let
second.
me
Y'all.
so I don't
Build.
want
I'm
Let
gonna
us,
give it right back to you, Huey. I'm gonna give it right back to you,
to
bro. I'm
build
gonna
that
give it
long.
back right
I'm just
back to
asking if
y'all, man.
everybody is on this so-called,
I'm gonna give it
I'm
if
right back
trying
to
Noble
to.
you,
Jew
Hugh.
Ali
I'm gonna
ain't
give it
nothing
right
and
back
he's
to
the
you,
only
bro,
one that
bro.
teaches this
I'm gonna
science,
give it right
can
back
you
to
please
you.
show me where you studied this at?
Hey,
Where
God
did you
hold
study
damn.
this
on,
at? Let
Cook.
me see the books
What's good,
or the
man? I know you
university or
just got on the
anything.
panel,
You
man. What's
can't
good, man?
produce it, bro.
Man, can you stop
And then
talking
when
while
anytime we
everyone?
go
Can
there,
everyone
everybody
stop
Hey,
talking while
everybody
somebody
else.
talking? Can I
And you
just
know, all I need is 30
bear
seconds.
with me? Because you
I
gonna
just
tell me I
asked him.
can't
He just
do
asked
shit.
me a question. He
Hey
asked me
man,
a
Hey,
question
let
and
me tell
said,
you something, Huey
God
P. You an angry
damn.
nigga, man. You an
I'm
angry
not angry,
goddamn
bro.
nigga.
Man,
This
just chill for a
wow.
Hey,
second.
hey,
Just
hey,
chill.
hey,
Just
let's
chill
let
for a second.
the brothers that ain't really said too much on the panel build for a minute.
Yeah, that's
Hold
what I'm
on.
saying.
Before
Illustrious
we do
Cook
that
and
though,
Mike,
let
come on,
me
Let Cook
y'all.
get in. Let Cook get in. He just got
Please,
on,
can
man.
me
please. Cook and Mike, what's up, man? What's y'all
damn can me
man?
Root finish
How
what we
y'all
were just
feeling?
saying, though? Can we just finish what we were saying? Y'all were just rudely interrupted while he was just asking me questions, bro. We can't even get the build out.
Go ahead and continue.
I'm just trying to answer the question while he was saying because he's trying to say something and I can't hear shit
No,
that he's
Huey,
saying.
yes, I'm
bro.
trying to
I
say to
wasn't
all
trying.
y'all that
I wasn't trying to be
Noble Jew
like
Ali
that.
is the only person that teaches this stuff. And when I ask y'all to qualify where to get y'all's teachings at, y'all can't get them. So y'all Moors on this disguise. I digress.
Wow.
We're
Look,
more under
look,
disguise.
look.
How you gonna
Look,
tell?
one man ain't gotta get his teachings from the next
Hey,
man if
Root, you
this
know they
man
want to be
got his own
Moors, man.
common
You know
sense.
they want some of that
Hey
nationality,
I'm
man,
just
man. That's why they
asking
hey,
do it.
where are
hey,
your
hey,
teachings
can you
at that I
let
can
somebody speak?
get?
It's where I don't gotta give you no validation from the next man's book talking about he taught me. Anything that I see, look, anything that I say out my mouth, I learned from my damn self when I paid attention and I listened up. What information or intelligence I take in that this world shows me,
Nigga, you
I
not no
read that.
prophet, man.
And
You
that
not
don't,
no
look, hold
prophet.
on, no. That don't gotta come from no book or no man where I can validate that for you because you want a book from me. Everything that I'm telling
So
you
you don't have
ain't
no
come from no book.
Right.
So you don't have no references or resources.
I'm the damn rep. Hey, now look, if could I throw a book at this? Look, listen to me. Listen, could I throw a book at this phone and it tell you what's being said in it? And do I got to talk through this damn microphone and your ear hear it? Now you want a book?
No,
know what I'm saying? But a book
And
ain't about to tell you like I'm gonna tell you.
where you
So
got
fuck
taught
the
to
book
know
that
from
you
others.
talking about. You hear me? Now you
I
want a
know.
book
No,
and
you
you want
not.
validation from the look. Look, listen though. When I give you the book, when I tell you what I read that from, you gonna ask that man to give you a book. You gonna keep on asking the next man and the next man to validate something for you that's right in your damn face, and you can see it with your own two damn eyes and brain.
Back up everything y'all talk. Y'all talk the talk, and y'all cannot walk the walk because y'all don't have shit.
Okay, you give up some
no
book names and titles where you done read and learned your shit. Go on and bust down some names where it's just thoroughly and everybody gonna know this man's name like you.
You shut the fuck up if you don't have none. But y'all here in Dog Noble Jew Ali that
Man,
has
you
all the
real
references
funny.
and resources. That's people, and we come from this land, and all you got to do is change the nationality.
You resource regurgitator. That's what you are.
Y'all shameful, man, to be
Y'all
dragging Noble Drew Ali.
point.
Y'all
Y'all
shameful, man.
all around my point.
Noble Drew Ali teach.
See, this is on the internet, man. You wouldn't tell no real Moorish brothers. Fuck Noble Drew Ali, Huey.
I'm so fucking angry when I goddamn get my time in to fucking speak. Cause I have to fucking raise my goddamn voice in just to get my fucking point across. God damn. I asked if me and the brother can fucking have an intervening with a question, and then I still can't even fucking have a bill with the brother. So it seems like I can't produce or have a fucking bill with the brother. This is the same thing that happened before. If he's asking me a question, I don't need no one else to answer for my motherfucking else if he asking me a question. If he's addressing me, let me address, because I don't like to, I don't come in, I let everyone speak when they speaking with each other. If the motherfucker is addressing me and saying something to me, I want to address their ass, period. God damn.
I mean.
God damn. My shit that I'm producing comes from the horse's fucking mouth. It's like hearing it from the motherfucking nigga who producing it. You ain't got to go read the fucking book. If you don't agree, you don't agree. But you can't tell me what I see through what the fuck my eyes is telling me is wrong. If you can say it because you say it don't mean that I got to agree with it. And don't get mad because I don't fucking agree with it. Because I don't agree with your ideologies and you think that because
it aligns with everything you say, brother. It aligns with everything you say.
Listen.
So how can you go against the stuff that you say that comes from the horse's mouth?
Listen, man. If you, how you gonna tell me that I needed Noble Drew Ali to tell me that I needed for him to tell me that I came from my mama, to know that I came from my mama, and then you want to question? Hold on, and then you question me about who told me that. Like I need somebody to tell me that I came from my mama, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't need Noble Drew Ali.
Okay, I'm just asking you what other group out here says that you come from the others.
Hold on, let me just say this, man. I don't need you, Noble Drew Ali, Minister Farrakhan, Jesus, Muhammad, Ali, fucking Abraham, Adam, Eve, motherfucking Osiris, Nefertiti, motherfucking King Tut. Damn, none of them motherfuckers will tell me that I came from my mom, bro.
I didn't say that. All I said
Yo,
is he's
Huey, man, why you gotta yell, man? Come on, man. Calm down.
You asked me that I needed to because it's the fact that
why you screaming at him.
Just when you
man.
put him on a
don't ask me who told me where I came from. My mom, ignorant ass shit to me, man.
I mean, you don't got to overtalk me, bro. We could just have a decent conversation.
Come on, man.
All I'm saying is, man, you faking it when you're trying to say that he's a prophet. I mean, where he's like a god or something. He was a human being in America that said, "Look, y'all getting guided the wrong way, man.
That's
Stop
right.
signing these black contracts and know that you come from your mother and your motherland."
See,
I'm
the
not
thing
saying
with
anything else.
Yo, Huey, man, just stop being a gorilla in the conversation. Let Root talk, man.
With a regular man like me, I agree with you, Root. But what I'm saying is, he's giving praise to me. He don't even know him personally. He ready to come do something to me, talking about a nigga who just told him about some shit that you should know you was free, nigga.
I feel this wasn't really about you. I was asking everybody. I wasn't just asking you, but I feel you. I was asking him when he said that Noble Drew Ali brought a religion. You see, I told him, look, Noble Drew Ali ain't bring no fucking religion. He brought a science that said you come from your
mom. You
mom.
went against him. He just came on here talking about you was his boy, and you came on here and asked him a question that went against everything that he was saying, and you was on my side. You was on the shit that I was saying.
He is my boy. He is my boy. That's my brother. That is my
right.
brother.
That's right. That's right, bro.
Even though y'all brothers, you came on and you disagree with him, and he didn't say nothing about you disagreeing, but he would say something about me disagreeing.
Yeah, because you disrespecting a prophet, brother. Disrespecting a prophet.
He is your prophet, bro. That's your prophet. He was another nigga on the street to me. I'm a prophet.
But why you gotta call him a nigga? He's not a nigga. He's not a nigga though, man. You can't call
me today, nigga, and I'm the prophet of the day, nigga. I'm the prophet right now.
Nigga, who gave you prophet? Who gave you prophet positions, nigga?
Me.
Where did he profit off of?
Myself,
man, come on, man.
He profit off your ass.
God, bro.
What's wrong with
and
you,
don't
bro?
realize you disrespecting God, and you talk about the prophet when I made the prophet.
Hey, Huey, what you been smoking, nigga? I want to know what you been smoking.
What you been smoking, bro?
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm just saying. I mean, you're dogging a leader, and you got like
I'm not dogging him. I'm dogging him because he's making them out to be something